Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
Yo, you know how we do. This ain't no zoo, but we wildin' out like Lions crew. One ass cheek, 3 toes. That's the motto. OAC3T podcast. Let's get to it pronto. Got slinging that pitch, getting tight, spiral in the air. St. Brown making moves, leaving defenders in despair. Monty running through the D, breaking tackles all the way. Hutch on the hunt, ain't no escaping the day. One ass cheek, 3 toes. We coming for the throne. Detroit Lions.
There you go.
Right. I'm liking that song.
What up, though?
Good job, B.
It's good for the adjustments, though. I'm going to make some adjustments to it, but I just wanted to put it out there. You got to thank Kevin for that when he comes on, because Kevin helped me out with that. So
awesome.
What up, though, fellas?
Yeah. How y'all doing? This is the One Ass Cheek and 3 Toes. I am your host, Nate the Great, and I got my 2 co-hosts here, Mr. J, Mr. B Strilla. How y'all fellas doing? Y'all enjoying your little weekend?
I am now. The Tigers won.
Jackass. There you go.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Tigers, baby.
There you go. Is it hot over there? What's the weather like?
It's warm. It's getting there. It's not.
It's like
it's like about
in the 60s.
Upper 60s. Yep.
Yeah.
63 right now.
Yeah, it's in the 60s. It's like a nice little cool breeze, but that sun give it a little bit of heat.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
It is a cool 89 right now in Texas.
That ain't bad.
Good.
Can't wait for that weather.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be 72 tomorrow and 72 on Tuesday. It's going to rain a little bit in the evening. Nobody cares because everybody will be working. But by the end of the week, it'll be back up to the 80s, mid 70s. So
yeah, what's up Memorial Day? Always raining, man. Like it's going to possibly rain down here too. It's so weird.
It's never usually. It's usually that's usually when we get a lot of our hot weather in the Memorial Day. I don't really recall it raining too many times on Memorial Day. Maybe cooler. But it never rains. If the sun is out, usually, I think we've had one Memorial Day weekend where it was kind of rainy. But other than that, it's been pretty good up here.
Yeah,
all right.
For the most part, it's been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad y'all are enjoying good weather. You know, summertime is around the corner, as we know. You know, after basketball season's over, baseball season will be the primary sport, and then whatever else is available until football season. So
hell yeah, man.
We are a football podcast, and we are going to be talking football all through the summer. So we've got plenty of ideas and plenty of good stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started. So the Panthers, unfortunately, took a loss yesterday against the Stallions again. That's 2 times this season that the Stallions have beat the Panthers. Now I watched this game. This game was a little bit closer, but I'm gonna turn it to B. B, tell me about just give me a little overall observation of the game and just quick thoughts on it.
I have to say that the Panthers in general played a little bit better than I normally see them play against the Stallions. It was an up and down battle. Really good defense in the beginning of the game, first half. In the second half, it looks like the defense was kind of sputtered out. Everybody was getting tired or whatever the case had been. They're going up and down the field on each other. They missed a couple of conversions, which isn't normal. And I think that's because Etlin was the quarterback and Perkins, he was out with an injury.
Right.
So, that's just part of the game. Unfortunately, I think if Perkins would have played, they would have had a way better chance of winning this game. Etlin wasn't too bad. He had his moments, but it came down to where this is the difference. At the end of the game, it came down to Etlin being a quarterback versus Perkins being a quarterback. And I think if Perkins was a quarterback, we would have won the game. Mm-hmm. But because it was Etlin and he hasn't been in the whole Nolan, I want to take one quarterback for one down and another quarterback. I'm glad he got rid of that. But and in a sense, it helps Etlin because he's not the greatest quarterback in the world. Let's get down to it. He ain't the greatest. But everybody, the game was – if they can't beat the Stallions, dude, they ain't going to go – they're never going to win a championship until they can do that. Until you can beat your division foe, you can't do that. So, and the next game is the playoff game. That's June 1st, I believe. That will be in Birmingham. I just don't have any faith in them winning that game. Sorry.
Yeah, I think also too with Perkins, he gives you that other factor that Etlin doesn't necessarily have, and that's the ability to create off the whim And also, too, I think he's probably a little bit more athletic than Etling is. Even though Etling can run, he's got some wheels himself. Perkins is probably a little bit more shifty and able to escape the pocket, and yeah, it's
Who's
going to
the
be
better
interesting to see
passer?
probably
Perkins is a better all-around quarterback. You remember he
Yeah.
was the backup with the Rams. When Stafford was out, he was the starter. So, I mean, he's got that NFL. He's got that experience. I guess we went to the UFL because, I mean, he was a good enough quarterback to play for the Rams for when they needed him to play. But to have him be a primary secondary quarterback, no, that wasn't going to help.
And also too, Etling won a Super Bowl ring with Tom Brady as the quarterback. Like he was one of the quarterbacks behind him for the Patriots. Like
it was with the Rams.
Etling or Perkins?
Etling.
Oh, Perkins.
Etling. Yeah.
Oh, Etling was. Oh, yeah.
Etling won.
They both
ring
got
with
Super Bowl rings because Perkins
Yeah.
was the backup to Stafford when
Yeah.
he won the Super Bowl. So
I mean, I've seen both play. I honestly don't like either one of them, to be honest with you. I mean, Perkins is probably Perkins is probably my somewhat favorite because of just the way he can move, So I would probably think that Perkins will start for the championship game, but we'll see what the injury is and hopefully he's recovered. Go ahead, Jay. Did you have anything?
Yeah, I seen just a little bit of the game. I didn't get to see the whole game. I think they did well on offense. They were doing pretty good, but it seemed like the secondary kind of hold them back a little bit as well.
I've been saying that all season.
Yeah, and it was just hard to see them get shredded up like that. And I mean, ultimately them going down to play in the playoffs, I'm not too confident about it. I can see it's the same thing happening over again. They got a really good offense, and I think they can score. I think they can really do good things on offense, but that secondary is suspect.
And what's worse, too, is that the quarterback for the Stallions isn't even that good himself.
No.
Like, he made
they don't
one
have
good
the quarterback.
throw.
They don't have a quarterback they had last year, so.
Right, yeah. He made one good throw the whole game, which was he threw a dime downfield with the guy covered on him, and what's up, Matt?
Good afternoon, man. How you doing?
But I just have a real quick question for you, B, on the Stallions, and then we're going to go ahead and go into Jay's session. Is the Stallions kind of like the Niners version against the Lions, where the Lions they couldn't get past the Niners until they finally did? Is that what the Stallions are for the Panthers? Like they're like the Niners version. Like you got to get past this team just to get the confidence to go forward.
I think we can more access that. And guys that are backstage, I haven't forgot about you. I see you back there. I'm going to bring you back. Bang on here.
Y'all cool your jets, man. We said 15 minutes.
They're fine.
We're only at 8.
They're fine. I'm just letting them know. Anyway.
Be the mom in the room telling the cool your jets.
Anyway, so I think it's more like Buffalo getting over Kansas City, if you look at it. The Stallions – They really aren't a good team this year. But it's something the mentality that the Panthers have against that team. It's like, I don't know what it is. They just can't beat them. And I don't.
First game was a blowout. The second game was a lot closer and just couldn't get past it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it by analytics, I mean, the next time they play them, the Panthers should win by about 3 points.
Third time's a charm.
You would think so, right? But they're well coached. Skip Holtz. That's the coach down there, right? Skip Holtz, I want to say.
Yeah.
He got him well coached down there.
Panthers. Yeah. I mean the Birmingham.
The Birmingham Stallions. Yeah. He's coaching them very well. I think they're a really good coach team too. I think that's kind of underrated about them. But they just kind of that nail and that thorn in their side. And you can statistically be better than a team on paper and on the field with the eye test. But if you can execute and you can follow through with your game plan, you can beat just about any team. And that's what they've done to the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So they got in their head.
Yeah, they did. 100%.
When do they play? When's the next game?
June the 1st.
At what time?
Next Sunday. I think it's at 3. I'm not sure. I think it's
playing when we're going to be playing when we're on because we're going to be on.
Probably for good reason too, because I'm going to be watching that.
There you go.
I don't want to even have 3 p.m.
right.
Well, no, the next game that the Panthers play is at home against the Roughnecks. So they got one more game to play.
They got one more game.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the
Roughnecks.
Panthers play the Stallions in the playoffs on June 8th. I'm sorry.
So this game they're playing is not going to really matter at all because it's going to be
the next game.
Panthers.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, the next game don't matter at all.
Okay.
It might matter to Houston. I don't know if it's going to matter.
A little tune-up game.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Even if they win, it don't make a difference. But anyway, yeah.
We'll see what happens. All right,
Yep.
Jay, it is your show, man. What do you got today?
Let's go. So just giving y'all some hot news from the NFL. And I know it's not really much going on because we're getting into the dog days of the summer. But I just want to first start off with some sad news with the passing of Jim Irsay. Passed away a couple days ago at the age of 65. Now, while the cause of death hasn't been released, you've seen a lot of people in the inside of the NFL world give tributes, just kind of say nice things about him, one being Peyton Manning. He basically said that Jim Irsay bought football to Indianapolis and made them a football town. And, you know, I think he'll be missed with the Colts organization. What I want to ask the both of you is, what is next for the Colts? With the passing of their longtime owner, what direction do they go in?
Well, he's got 3 daughters. I don't even know where that's going. It kind of reminds me of Bill Davison when he passed away and his daughter took over for the Pistons. I don't know, man. I'm not saying women can't do anything in the NFL, but if they're not involved, I don't know if any of those daughters are involved with the organization as much as Irsay was. So I don't know.
I think there's probably a contingency plan in play for this situation. I don't think that in Irsay's will, he probably said to sell the team. I think that he's going to try to either keep it in the family or maybe they collaborate and they don't necessarily have an owner. And they just kind of, Ballard is a really good GM and they like Ballard a lot. Ballard might take a higher role within the organization, or maybe they put Ballard in kind of a pseudo kind of ownership role and maybe they get another GM. I don't know. One thing to keep your eye on, Peyton could get some people and maybe buy the Colts. I could
possibility.
Because I mean, Tom Brady got some stake in the Vegas Raiders. I mean, I could see Peyton. I mean, that's his hometown. That's where he made his hay. So I could see him getting with a bunch of people, investors, and buying the Colts.
Yeah,
and I think that would be great.
Remember a couple of seasons ago, he had it out with Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor wanted an extension, and Irsay was going out buying all these crazy things and kind of made Jonathan Taylor upset because he didn't get that contract extension he wanted right then. It's kind of one of his memorable moments. I kind of found that funny. So he definitely will be missed within the Colts organization and around the football world. But on to the next one. So did you guys hear about the voting to ban the tush push? One of the team amongst to vote against the tush push was the Detroit Lions. What do you guys think? Is that something or nothing? Let me hear y'all's opinion about that.
Go ahead, B.
Is Dan Campbell? Dan Campbell. Come on, Dan Campbell don't give a damn.
You right.
Bring it on. Who cares? It's
You're
football.
Absolutely right.
Do with it what you got to do with it. And let me add a little bit of caveat to that too. 13 of the 14 teams that play Philadelphia this year are voted against them. So that tells you, like, if you can't beat them, then we're going to try to change the rules so we can. That's just BS to me.
Exactly.
Find a way to beat them. That's just what you got to do.
You're right. I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here and say that we didn't play them. We didn't play them this season, whether in the regular season or the playoffs. If we would have played them and we would have gotten slaughtered by that play, would we have voted against it or for it? That's
still no. I'm going to say still no. Why? Because it's only a yard. Right? They run it on 4th and short, obviously a 4th and 1 where they need to get the first down, or if they're on the goal line, they want to pick up the touchdown. I'd say no, because it's not some big dynamic play. And hell, we do the same thing when it comes to running our running backs. Panay Sewell damn near picked up David Montgomery and try to carry him for a first down whenever he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage, right? So why would we want to ban the tush push? It definitely benefits us in a great way as well. So I'm not against the tush push at all.
There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. I mean, I just think it would be interesting to see what we would have voted for if we would have played.
Yeah. While look, think of it this way, Nate. While we don't have a quarterback sticking his head down trying to pick up the first down, we have a running back. If he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage, our whole line will try to pick him up and push him across the line to get the yards to gain the first down.
I get it.
Just figure out a way to stop it.
Just figure out a way to stop it. It's football.
It's
so
football.
much.
Right.
It's so many other crazy
I'm all ears
things
on how to stop it because
it's so many other crazy things.
You can't stop it consistently. You can maybe stop it 1 out of 5 times. But
and to put your point, and I know this is the AFC debate today, so I had to put Kevin on blast on this one about the Buffalo voting against them too, because I was like, you do the tush push just as much and at a better rate.
They're the only team that did it
with a bigger, stronger quarterback. And that plays into his advantage as well. So it's like
because he's 6'7", you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Put him over the top. But,
yeah.
All right, go ahead,
so
Jay.
like I look at it this way: it's so many other things that they can worry about in the NFL than banning the tush push, like an automatic first down, and
well, that is an automatic first down, by the way.
The spot foul when it's a pass interference, like wherever they created the pass interference, that's where the ball is going to end up. It's like that's BS. Because what if it's like a 3rd and 45 or something like that? Mm-hmm. That's going to automatically give them half the damn field, and they got a first down. No, just make it a 15-yard penalty and a first down. So I think banning the tush push and trying to get the tush push ban, it's just so crazy. It's
we'll see what happens after we play him and we lose the game because we can't stop the play. We'll see how everybody feels about it.
If you can't stop the tush push, if the tush push is the reason why you can't win the game, you obviously ain't ready to win it. That's my opinion. Just stop the damn play.
I like that.
So
you're said than done, buddy.
Yeah. So on to the next. Is anybody else as tired of Aaron Rodgers as I am? Because he had a little interview.
Why you bringing him up right now? But go ahead.
I really, to tell you the truth, I haven't heard about anything really.
Go ahead.
This whole week about him.
What has he done now? What is he done now?
I had to say this. So a reporter asked him, "Hey Yoli, how you doing?" So a reporter asked him about a team where he was going to end up, basically, what team he was going to play for this season. And he threw out there, well, this team plays in Chicago on the road, So it's 3 teams, obviously, that he's narrowed it down to. One being the Minnesota Vikings and the other being the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you guys think about that? Is this something or nothing?
Nothing. The Steelers,
nothing at all?
There's already a rumor that's out there that they've already started talking contract with the Steelers. So I'm not sure where that narrative came out of. It's not
you want my opinion, but I don't give a fuck. That's what my opinion is. Okay.
On that note,
Aaron Rodgers.
J Train, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, J Train?
Yeah,
I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of hearing about it. Everywhere it's just like he pops up on my news feed.
Dude, just retire, man. Just retire.
It's like if you want to play, it's obvious, right? Really quick, it's obvious that you don't want to play football because you ain't out there with the team looking at film. You're not doing anything to.
He's not even worth the air. He's not even worth the air. Who's talking about it?
And this is the very reason why Aaron Glenn and that GM let him go out of New York because they asked him, do you want to play football? And he's not really showing that he want to play football right now. So, what's up, Robbie? How you doing, man? So, hey, just disappear. If that's what you want, just disappear.
Yeah. Go back into your Awashuka or whatever the hell hut and
do enemas.
Yeah. Enemas, dang.
All right. Well, thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay,
yes,
for the J News of the day. And we are now going to start our AFC debate. So let's go ahead and bring on the players.
Well, first of all, I do want to do something because I did promise one person in particular that I was going to do it. So when I bring him on, actually, I'm going to get him a little flavor. So debate the East. We have Monkey, the faded
Monkey, what's up?
What's up,
What's
dude?
going on, everybody?
What's
Repping
going
down
on,
the
Not
man?
much
Buffalo
it up,
Bills.
buddy. And it's going to be kind of weird here because you're going to go against two Patriot fans. One of them, and I hope I get his first name right.
1.5.
Raphael.
Oh, he's already got the flag. Oh, wow. He's got the mat. I love it. I love it. Welcome, Raphael. And you're muted, by the way.
You're muted, brother.
Yeah, you're muted,
I
my
just
there
got
you
it
go.
off my notice.
Okay.
What's
Love
going
that.
How you
on,
doing
man? How you
today?
doing?
Yeah, I love that
Oh,
beard.
good. I brought the rings for you too, baby.
Woo! Damn.
Hey.
Oh, here we go. It's already getting
Hey.
started. You want the
I'm
smoke?
gonna let
You want
Pat
all the
sit here and
smoke.
watch the debate, though. I'm not wearing that the whole time. I put him right
Oh, man. You can wear it.
I got you.
Cool.
Gotcha. Hey.
here. He
And
gonna
then
watch.
last but not the least,
Welcome to the
we
show.
have Jordan, who is a Patriots fan and the nemesis of Monkey.
Ding, 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 ding. And he puts him on the other side, too. I love it.
Because yeah, we got to have a little bit of function going on here.
There you go. Welcome to the show, Jordan.
Way to point out something that's not even relevant.
Oh, here we go. Shots already
Aaron
fired.
Rodgers going back into his darkness retreat.
Yeah.
I agree,
Who gives
man.
a fuck
Brent,
about
I
Aaron
agree.
Rodgers, man?
Oh yeah, it was ayahuasca, by the way. That's what it's called.
Ayahuasca, yeah.
Welcome.
He gets an intro song. Well, I didn't play the whole song yet.
Welcome one and all to the show. Your other rivals, the Jets and Dolphins, suck so bad that they don't even want to come on the show. So
Yeah.
y'all are gonna just go at each other the whole time, and I'll throw some questions in from the Jets and Dolphins just to kind of get y'all's blood boiling a little bit in certain areas.
Get a little muddy
So-
out there, you know.
Yeah. But real quick, Monkey, welcome to the show. Frequent visitor on the show. Just real quick, tell us your allegiance to the Buffalo Bills. What made you become a Buffalo Bills fan? And then we're going to go with the Patriots and ask them the same thing.
Oh, I've been a Bills fan since birth.
All
I've been
right.
watching it. My dad really didn't like football. Parents used to put it on. And as a baby, I'd cry. They'd put it on. I'd be quiet. Well, they end up having to watch football. So there you go.
There you go. Life is solved in so easy ways. All right. And it's Raphael. Tell me why you became a Patriots fan.
It was back in the '90s. My brother played at Washington State. So, he was a big Drew Bledsoe fan. So I'm from Anchorage, Alaska. I'm on the West Coast, but we rock with him. They're rocking with him for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have
Nice.
a football team, so you can pick whoever you want to be. Like,
But folks try to tell me I'm supposed to root for Seattle. I'm like, bro, that's not actually that close.
Yeah, it really isn't.
3.5 hour
They're
flight.
on their own little world, man. It's like Hawaii.
Jeez.
You know?
Yeah, it takes 3.5 hours to fly to Seattle from Anchorage. They ain't that close.
Right on. Well, shout out. Thank you for coming.
And
on the
you
show.
root who you root for?
Yep.
Exactly. And it's Jordan, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Tell us how you became a Patriots fan. Can you hear us?
So I'm similar to him. I started watching Drew Bledsoe, but actually what made me become a diehard is my favorite player actually to start liking the team was actually Cordy Dillon when he signed there. That was actually when I really became diehard.
Wow. Okay.
Because I was 10 years old when Cordy Dillon signed to the Patriots, and that's when I really start following the team and start liking them. And then ever since 2003, 2004.
Right on. All right. Well, thank you for coming to the show.
Nice.
Fun fact about Drew Bledsoe: he has his own wine. Did y'all know that?
Yeah.
It's like the Double D or something like that. It calls it. Yeah, I
he's
didn't
got
know
a bunch of
that.
vineyards out there in Cal-
Yeah, so shout out to Drew
Nice.
Bledsoe on that.
That's
Nice.
a new NFL thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like Charles Woodson has his own brandy and that kind of
That's
stuff.
where everybody's getting into the wine business,
Yeah.
and people aren't drinking as much
Nope.
anymore. So it's kind of funny. All right.
Another fun fact:
gonna-
Drew Bledsoe played for the Bills later in his career.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I met him actually.
All right. Well, let's get started. I'm gonna ask the first question, and then my guys over here will ask y'all questions, and y'all can ask each other questions. All we ask is just be respectful of each other. No name calling, nothing personal. Keep it football related. All right. We'll start with the Patriots fans first because I think y'all are going to be the underdogs in this division, but I think that y'all are going to make some noise. In fact, I have y'all making the playoffs, FYI. All right. So tell me why the Patriots will win the division or why they won't win the division. We'll start with you, Jordan.
I mean, why Josh Allen gets hurt? That's about the only way I could see. I mean,
I love that answer.
I mean, as long as Josh Allen's healthy, our chances. I mean, I think we got a good shot at finishing second. We got a pretty favorable schedule. We have, the Giants, the Browns, the Raiders. Those are all favorable games. So I like our schedule. I think we can win 11, 12 games with their schedule this year. As long as we're healthy and we're coached right, I think that's the biggest problem we've had the last 4 or 5 years in New England is the coaching. Even back when Belichick was here his last couple of years, he was hiring Matt Patricia's of the world as the offensive coordinators. They haven't had a real true and proven offensive line coach the last 3 or 4 years, and they're getting the Jaguars' former head coach Doug Marrone is now the actual offensive line coach. So they have Josh McDaniels is obviously back. He had success with the team in years past. Obviously, you got Vrabel, who's a proven head coach. So the Patriots have not only good guys that have proven that they can be head coaches. Obviously McDaniel failed as head coach. Marrone was okay. But these are guys that have experience. Like Doug Marrone has over 30 years of experience as a coach. So I think that's the biggest area where we honestly upgraded.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
And why do you think you couldn't you won't win the division? Just because of Josh Allen, or is there any other reasons you think?
I would say that, but also the only thing I'll worry, it's more about Buffalo than us, I think, right now, because I still think we're a year or two away. But I think it's more the only thing that kind of I'm worried about with Buffalo really is James Cook going to play without the contract? That's my only worry on it, because that offense has been a lot more balanced in the last couple of years when James Cook has went over for 1,000 yards the last 2 seasons. So I think that's kind of the question mark. That's the really only question mark I have with Buffalo. They're improved on defense. They still got Sean McDermott. They still got Josh Allen. But is James Cook going to be there?
All right, that's a good point. Raphael, tell us why will y'all win the division? Why won't y'all win the division?
I mean, I'm pretty much similar to what Jordan was saying. Maybe if Josh Allen.
Hey, come on! Every season's different, man. Y'all gotta have the belief. Drake May could go off and be better than Josh Allen. Nobody knows.
But we're realistic though. We dominated the league for 18 years, but we also know that when we suck, it's time to shut up for a minute.
I wish our rivals thought that way too. I really do. They don't.
We definitely are looking we easily should be able to get second in the division because I got us at 11 wins. But I don't think we're quite ready to overtake Buffalo for the division just yet. Those are 2 of the 6 losses that I got us having this year. Usually one game we play them really close, and then one game will be nasty where they just beat the hell out of us, and it's like, Jesus Christ, I don't even want to watch this. Last year we split, but that was week 18. You can't talk about that. Sure. No one played.
Exactly. All right, Monkey. Well, it seems like everybody's still afraid of y'all's team. So tell me why y'all are going to win the division, why y'all won't win the division.
Because we have Josh Allen.
Y'all just give me short answers. Y'all got to elaborate.
No, I was trying to be nice there for a minute, but no. We improved our defense. That has improved. James Cook, to answer your question, said he's definitely playing. So there's no if or won't he. He just didn't show up for the voluntary training camp.
Will they get a deal done?
I have no idea.
Okay.
You ain't got no idea. You're supposed to be the pulse of Buffalo, man. You're supposed to know this stuff.
You're supposed to be the heart and soul of Bills.
They don't even know either.
Somebody got to know something.
They have not talked about it, and they won't be talking about it for at least until halfway through the season.
Is this an extension that they're giving him, or is this like his?
Yeah, it's an extension off. Right now he's on his 5th year or his last year of his rookie contract.
I got you. Yeah.
All right. Why won't y'all win the division, Monkey?
There's a question for you.
Injuries, I guess. It is. First off, Dolphins and the Jets, they aren't even close of being relevant. I like what New England did with their draft. They definitely improved in their everything. They had a good offseason. Good luck with Diggs in that locker room because he's going to be complaining he's not getting the ball enough. or you're going to see May's interceptions go through the roof because all they got to do is cover him, and they'll pick him off left and right. But, yeah, it's kind of the Bills are the most well-rounded team. They're one of the top Super Bowl favorites, and I don't see a reason why that should change.
Okay. All right. Y'all go ahead. What questions y'all have?
Yeah, I got a question I'm going to start with Jordan first. Give me realistic expectations you have for your team this season.
So it's hard to say. I mean, obviously, first-year head coach. Obviously, Vrabel's first year with the team. Obviously, he has experience. But honestly, any other year, probably with our improved roster, I would say 9 wins would be my expectation, around 8-9 wins. But I think our schedule is kind of the reason why a lot of people are picking this team to win 11-12 games. I've seen even as high as 13 games for some people. Like, I've seen people project 13-4 for this team because of the schedule.
That'd be a hell of a change from
yeah.
Other. Wow.
So I have us. I think anything less than 10 wins, 9 wins is a disappointing season. With the improvements they made on the roster, the coaching staff, and then if you also put that in with the opponents they're playing, they're playing a lot of bad quarterbacks this year. I mean, they got the Giants. They play the Giants like week 13 or 14. 13. It's the week before a bye, and the Giants might not have Brian Daboll. Who knows who their quarterback's going to be? Pittsburgh.
Someone say that's y'all's kryptonite, man. Going back to the Super Bowl. Just saying.
No, Eli Manning was our kryptonite, but anyway. And the D-line, but they had an amazing D-line.
Oh, yeah, they had an amazing D-line.
They had Strahan, they had Tuck. They had a great D-line back then. So
Pierre-Paul.
Yeah, that was more of our kryptonite. That was more of our kryptonite than anything, really. And Coughlin was a good, solid coach back then, too. That's underrated. But I think our schedule was a big reason why I think we're probably a little 2 to 3 wins more this year. It's just because of our schedule. I mean, like I said, we play a lot of bad quarterbacks. Even the Raiders, like week 1, I feel good about. You got Geno Smith, their first year with Pete Carroll. They got some young talent on the team. But, yeah, just the schedule plays out favorable, I think.
Okay. Raphael?
Yeah, I mean, we have the 3rd weakest strength of schedule coming into the season, so that definitely plays into it. I mean, we do have history with some teams, just like we should be able to sweep the Dolphins, but we play at Miami in week 2, and I ain't never picked us to win over them in South Beach. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't make sense, but it doesn't ever happen. So, I mean, I'm outside of that one being an outlier where I think we will be favored, but I wouldn't even pick us to win it. But the rest of those games, I mean, like we made crazy improvements. I mean, between picking up Travion Henderson out of Ohio State. I mean, like he's about to be the new wave of the 3rd down guy. You know, we don't have a James White anymore. I think he's about to play that role, come in. Like, you know, he's a good pass blocker and a pass catcher, but he's way more explosive. We usually don't have a 3rd down guy that can actually hit you a home run as well. I mean, Trayvon Diggs, Stephon, my bad. We didn't get Trayvon. But Stephon is definitely, a crazy addition as we have been without a number 1 receiver forever. I mean, Brady was putting a Band-Aid on our lack of wide receiver and actual weapons for decades because we just let him do it. I mean, picking him up now, that frees up Douglas. Now he's a number 2 guy. We picked up Mac Hollins. He's a nice little slot guy that we got from you. I mean, it's letting the offense open up a little bit. I mean, Hunter Henry is reliable, good blocker. Austin Hooper is decent. He actually is a little bit more explosive than Henry. So he's got quite a few more options on top of the fact that Drake May can run. So, I mean, he can get out, stretch the defense a little bit. You can't just stack the box on us anymore, knowing what we're going to do. I mean, we were able to run last year, even knowing that our pass offense was trash. I mean, we were last in the league in passing last year, but 13th in rushing. So even with everybody stacking the box, we were still successful running. I mean, you take that with the new offensive lineman that we picked up. I mean, we drafted a new center from Georgia. Then we got Will Campbell at left tackle. But we didn't just leave it to the rookies, though. So, I mean, we brought in I can't think of Buddy's name, the center from the
we brought in Morgan Moses as right tackle.
Yeah, it's like we got backup plans and contingency plans for that. So I mean, it's definitely gonna work. We didn't just get one thing to plug a hole. We got new people to sit in these spots, and we got people to back them up. So if they don't pan out, we got another guy to come plug that hole. So, I mean, it is collectively between that, the defensive line. I mean, between we drafted a couple of tackles. I mean, everybody's looking at Milton Williams. He's going to come in and immediately do dirt. Our defense was already pretty solid. So, I mean, you match that with we bringing back Gonzo and picked up Davis. Yes, I mean it's everything's looking up. I mean, our defense should be better. The offense should be far better. So, I mean, the 11 wins, that's absolutely doable. I mean, that's a crazy flip from 14 and 13, or from 4 and 13 to 11 and 6, and possibly higher.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask y'all real quick. So BetMGM has the Patriots at 8.5 wins.
So you guys are obviously taking the over.
So do y'all take the over on that, right?
Oh, easy.
I think they're even going to win more than that. I think they'll end up with 10 wins.
And
I can see them at 10.
And Monkey, your team is projected at 11.5 wins. Do you think?
Yeah, I think about 12 or 13 wins on the season.
Okay.
Hey, I saw 17-0.
Yeah, someone's smoking some really hardcore shit right there.
Hey,
well,
it wasn't just on one.
I know.
Sport.
I don't care though. I don't want to hear that nonsense.
I mean, take it from us, bro. You don't even want 17-0.
No, I saw what happened. I remember what happened. I was excited and laughing.
You don't want 15 wins either.
Nope, you sure don't. I noticed that those teams who win have record-breaking, like not contracts, but records. You know, they do not do well in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl. I know for sure. So, Monkey, for you, expectations, realistic expectations for your team this season.
Well, like I said, 12, 13 wins. I could see them going to the Super Bowl. I don't see why not. I mean, we were in the AFC Championship game last year. We just got to get over them damn Chiefs. That's basically about it.
Yeah, and I really have to ask you this really quick, Nate. I really have to ask you this, Monkey. Now, Sean McDermott, he's actually been kind of vilified a little bit. He's been talked down upon because he just seemed to can't get it done. What do you think about that?
I think you're listening to a very few people that just congregate together, because most people are fine with him. They do question him when they lose, but that happens when any team loses. They question their coach and they question their quarterback. They always do it, and that's all you hear every time any team loses. It is irritating, the fact that you cannot hold it against Sean McDermott for every single time we've lost. So
on the note that J-Train asked this question a bit earlier, do you think he's gonna get paid the money he's asking?
He's not getting $15 million a year. It's not happening. It's just not.
Are you?
I would be comfortable with 13 or like 12 or 13 mil, and then getting it where, y'all laugh about this wide right, but you act like it was a chip-in shot. It was a 45-yard kick. I don't get it. I really don't.
Are y'all a better team without James Cook?
Are we a better team? We don't know. We don't know what we look like without James Cook.
I mean, who do you have back, like the number 2 running back? Who do you have at the number 2 running back?
Ray Davis.
Yes. Do you think that he's able to get the? I think this is no insult to Buffalo, but I don't think you are the same team without him, because Cook is able to break off big yardage for like explosive plays, and Buffalo thrives off of that. Whether it be from Josh Allen or from Cook, they thrive off of big explosive plays, and if you don't have that in James Cook, I mean, you're going to be fighting and trying to get very tough yardage. Something
Cook is your best back.
Cook is there. Cook is the guy. I'm not debating that whatsoever. But to sit there and say that Ray Davis can't do shit is kind of ridiculous.
But it's two different running backs. Like, I think Ray Davis is a bigger running back compared to Cook is more of a speed back, kind of like a Jahmyr Gibbs type of guy.
Yeah, Ray Davis is a north and south running back, where Cook is
Robbie.
the West
He just
running back.
He just said he was playing, so he's not holding out, buddy.
James Cook said he was playing, so I'm going to take him for his word. People are overreacting like they normally do about people not showing up to voluntary mini camps. Like, I mean,
if he doesn't show up to mandatory, then that's a problem. So
that would be an issue. I can see that being an issue because you can't do that. I mean, it's not good for you and it's not good for the team, regardless of what you want or what you plan on doing. I mean, eventually, whether you hold out, whether you get paid or get traded, you're not going to be in the very best of shape when you go to get going. You're going to be behind. You're going to be slacking. Look at what happened to Le'Veon Bell. It doesn't work. At a running back, it doesn't work. You can't do that. Not to mention, it's not like he's making a shit ton of money where he can afford to sit out and get fined for every practice he misses.
Right.
And his brother needs to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
So I got a question for the Patriots guys. Talk to me about Drake May, because I like Drake May. I actually think Drake May was probably, in my opinion, coming out of college, was better than Caleb Williams. You know, because of just the way he could throw from the pocket. He's just as athletic as Caleb. He just doesn't throw those crazy off-platform throws like Caleb does. But he's definitely more accurate, and he definitely throws a better ball than Caleb Williams, in my opinion. Like, what is the expectations for Drake May this year under Josh McDaniels?
That's a double loaded question right there. The way you just went in on Caleb Williams, is Caleb Williams is hands and like he's way better than Drake May. Like, I don't even know where this accuracy thing you got from. Like the same.
I watched a lot of college ball, and I was not impressed with Caleb Williams, man. I saw a lot of Drake May film.
I got
Caleb can throw from the pocket better than Caleb. Drake May can throw from pocket better than Caleb Williams can.
Than Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams had absolutely zero offensive line, and his running game was trash too. He had no opportunity, and it was the same thing at USC. His USC line was just as bad as the Bears. I mean, the I don't even understand how the Bears line could be worse than his college.
You guys are Detroit fans. How can you be standing up for Chicago right now? Chicago is ass. You guys call it Chicago for a reason. Come on.
Also, North Carolina runs more of a pro style offense. So Caleb didn't play at the pro style offense, and a lot of his throws were running away from the pocket, like running east and west, to where Drake May would step up in the pocket and could just throw darts down the field. That's why I think his game transitioned better to the NFL. That's why I like Drake May. Like, I get it. Caleb's more talented than Drake May is, but Drake May is a better thrower than Caleb Williams is.
Yeah, you know, I as a Detroit Lions fan who hate everything Chicago, Illinois, and I especially being a Michigan fan, but I'd have to say I do think that Caleb Williams is a bit better. I think he's bigger. He has a bigger stature. He's a little bit more tougher. And, I mean, to what's his name, Raphael's point, Caleb Williams didn't have a line. I mean, really, he was literally being chased as soon as he hiked the ball. I'm sorry, but as soon as he hiked the ball, he had 3 or 4 defenders in his face. He had to run out of the pocket. Otherwise, he'd get sacked.
There were times he could throw for the pocket, but he held on.
It was reason why he was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL last season. You know, with like 60-something sacks. And it wasn't due to him just trying to be able to extend plays with his feet. He was getting rushed like crazy. So, you know. But, yeah, F the Bears. Go Lions.
Well, here's a question here, too. How far do you think New England will make it? If they get in the playoffs, how far would they go?
I mean, I got us in a wild card. And as a wild card, more than likely, that's the end of the road. If you asked me to put money on it, I mean, I could give you a scenario where we really actually make it somewhere, but all the cards would have to fall and the stars and the planets align and everything else. But
that would be a huge victory if you all made the wild card. From going from a 3-win or 2-win team to a wild card, that's a huge turnaround.
Oh, it is. I mean, I expect us to make the wild card this year, given our schedule and the turnaround for our roster. Like, everything is in place for us to do that. If we don't make the wild card, that actually would be a fail.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You didn't have to say one and done. I mean, it's
yes, Matt Henry had to say one and done. There's your Bears fan right there.
Yeah, I got some haters, man.
I don't like how that sounds. I said we'll make it to the wild card, and that'll be the end of the road.
Now, another question that was posed too. In your division, you got Hill and Ramsey on the Dolphins. Trade speculations or letting them go to another team. Do you think that's going to be? Is that going to possibly be something that they do by the end of the or by the trade deadline? Either one of those
Miami
guys
is a
will get
dumpster
moved.
fire.
Yeah,
Everybody wants out.
I can see Ramsey going before Hill just because Hill's price tag is so big. Like who has the money to take him?
And
especially at this point in his career, he's
like almost 30 years old too.
No, he is. He's like what, 31, 32?
Was he getting 30 mil a year?
Mm-hmm.
I think we might be the only team that has the cap space to take him, and they ain't trading him to us, so he's not leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate for a sec. Out of the Dolphins and Jets, do y'all see any threat at all to y'all, Patriots fans?
No, Jets are a sweep. Dolphins beat us in South Beach because it's too hot, and we keep playing them week 2. It's like, all right, it's going to be like 8,000 degrees out there, and then they'll beat us at home, and we'll split like we always do. But outside of that, we're not worried about the Jets.
Their ass is sitting in nice shade while your ass is sitting out in the hot, blistering sun, like jackasses.
Yeah.
What was y'all's record against the Bills and Jets? Against the Jets and Dolphins last year.
Dolphins swept us, and we split with the Jets.
Okay. So you don't see any kind of threat? No.
I mean, we're definitely we were the same team as the Jets last year. You got a good defense, and the offense is trash. So it's like, all right. I mean, did we not beat them on a punt return for a touchdown, or that might not have been last year? But it's been that for the past couple of years where we were legit the same team. Mm-hmm. Trash quarterback, good defense, no offense.
Damn. Go off.
So I disagree a little bit on the Dolphins part. I think.
Do you think that who's the worst team right now? Is it the Jets or the Dolphins?
Oh, Jets without question.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I like their defense, man, and they got a decent.
I don't like
Miami.
Miami's
quitting on themselves.
The Jets have
reports about how they practice or their lack of practice.
Jets have a first-year coaching staff.
The Jets can't score. I mean, in the NFL right now. It's like, yeah, you can have a top-tier defense. If you can't put points on the board, you're not winning. They may keep you in games, but you're not winning games. If you score more than 17 points against us for the last 3 years, we can't beat you.
I mean,
we just can't put points on the board.
I can see.
Yep.
I can see it being a definite. My bad. Go ahead, Nate.
No, go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say I can definitely see it being the Dolphins right now being the worst team because in the AFC East because Mike McDaniel, I mean, he is a good head coach, right? And they got multiple pieces down there, but they aren't doing anything with it. I mean, how they handled the Tua Tagovailoa situation to, paying Tyreek Hill all of the money to like additions that they made and hadn't really gotten any better or haven't moved the needle. I'd say that this could be definitely a down year for them. It could be a down year for them, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the hot seat this year, Mike McDaniel. If they don't make the playoffs and they don't make any noise, I can definitely see him being on a hot seat this year. So I will go with the Dolphins. I think Aaron Glenn is going to bring a different element to the Jets game by him being so good and him being with the team that he played on when he was an NFL player. He's going to bring a different type of toughness, mentality. I mean, you still got Garrett. You still got a couple good people on that Jets team. So I think the Dolphins might be the worst team in the AFC East.
I have a question. My question is, by the end of the season, do you think that the Tua or Tyreek Hill will have more touchdowns or more kids?
He ain't got that many kids. Tua will have more touchdowns.
Oh, he's got plenty.
Yeah. On that note, I think to kind of piggyback on what Jay said about the Jets, he comes from Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is old school mentality, run the football, play good defense. AG's already got a good defense. He's got Sauce. He's got Williams. He's got McDonald. He's got a lot of good young pieces on that defense. And if Justin Fields can just complete like 5 to 10 yard passes consistently, you can hand the ball off to Breece Hall and you can hand it off to Allen in the backfield. Like this offense has potential to be pretty good if Fields stays on schedule. That's what AG is going to have to try to do, is keep him on schedule, because that's the problem with Fields, is sometimes he doesn't always go on schedule and he struggles. But that defense is legit. That defense is good. Like, that defense is the best defense in the conference. I'm sorry, Patriots fans. I would take that defense all day over everybody's defense in this division.
Yeah, but they only went 5-12 last year because they cannot score. So just like I was
saying,
that's
what we're talking about. It's a quarterback.
You can't shut everyone down. They don't score enough. Miami can win shootouts, even though their defense is nothing like ours or the Jets. But if you had to go between Miami or New York, Miami's still going to win more games than the Jets.
Well, then you got to look at what happened with the Jets last year.
Wins against the Bills.
Was that?
You got to look what happened with the Jets last year in the first place. I mean, they fired Salah in the middle of the season. Aaron Rodgers was like crap, and in causing all kinds of strife in the organization.
In pure drama fashion.
And then they're getting players based on their Madden scores instead of what they're actually supposed to be getting.
Speed.
That was
great content.
That has to be changed. Yeah, it was great content. But that's a culture that has to change.
Great.
That's what AG is there for, to change that culture in that locker room, just as Dan Campbell changed the culture in the Lions locker room. So I'm gonna give out shouts out to my guy, because AG he's going to be a better head coach than he is a defensive coordinator. I'll put it to you that way. But
I can see that.
He's still the guy that's going to enforce some defense. So I think the home team itself will improve. I just think Miami is just they're just hanging in the air somewhere. And yeah, they can put up some points, but they got to really be motivated to do it right now. I just don't see any motivation for Miami right now. There's too many things going on in there. There's too much dissension. I just don't see it.
No.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick. Over under.
He's got 7 kids right now.
Over under 3,897 yards for Justin Fields passing.
Under.
30?
Over under 28 under 28 touchdown passes.
Under.
You know who stats those were last year? Aaron Rodgers. And they went 5-12.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's also 37-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
Easier, but they'll be right around par with the same.
I think it'll be different
because mind that he will take off as well.
Yeah,
he's an RPO guy.
Use his legs.
He's RPO, so that takes out Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he will use his leg.
Yeah. And I also think they're going to try to beat up on teams. I don't see them trying to outgun teams. They're going to be trying to hold teams to under 15 points a game. They're going to want to use that defense. They want to utilize their strengths.
They're going
to run the football, and even if they have to kick all field goals the whole game and no touchdown passes or rushing touchdowns, they're going to try to win the game. Just hold the team to under.
The Jets are going to be the Ravens 2.0. That's
I can see that.
Actually, win games that way.
Yeah, and there's a reason. And there's a reason why AG got Justin Fields, because he got his ass torn up by Justin Fields in Detroit with Chicago every time he played him. The guy ran for over 150 yards every time against AG's defense. So if you can't beat him, you join him.
Defense have a bad luck against all running or mobile quarterbacks.
Well,
it doesn't necessarily matter, because Justin Fields is a really good athlete. He's going to get his regardless. I mean, the guy is like a built running back. Like, Robbie likes to joke around and say, Lamar Jackson's a glorified running back. No, Justin Fields is a glorified running back until otherwise proven that he can throw the ball.
I'll tell you right now.
What he did against the Lions is not a good barometer for what he's going to do throughout the season. Y'all defense is not that good.
No, it wasn't good.
I think
we still were 15-2, but that's besides the point. But AG is not a great defensive coordinator. Like I said, he's a better head coach. You know, the defensive coordinator that we got now, Shepard, he's going to be a better defensive coordinator. I think that AG is just making everything stick together. That's what it was. And that's what I like about him being the head coach of the Jets, because he's going to change that culture, and that's what he's good at. That's what I know he's going to thrive at. He's not going to be a great coordinator.
And Justin Fields played well for the Steelers until Tomlin decided to go with Russell Wilson, which made no freaking sense because they actually had a winning record when Justin Fields was quarterback. And I would have liked to have seen that play out through the whole season. So I think this is the perfect situation for Justin Fields to get right. I really do. And he's got weapons on that offensive side. It's just a matter of playing good defense.
I don't know.
And I understand you said and the culture won't change overnight in New York. I mean, it's the same
thing that
happened
here. New Jersey.
First of all, New Jersey. This is true. But at the same time, it took a minute for it to change here too. We didn't say they were going to be a playoff team or win a division or anything like that. This is saying they're going to be a better team than Miami. I just feel they're going to be a better team than Miami.
Okay. Yeah, all right, Monkey, I got a question for you. So Josh Allen's 29 years old and just got another extension. And let's say you guys don't make the Super Bowl this year. What's got to change?
That's a very good question. I don't know the answer to, because we got to do something to get past the Chiefs. We have no problem doing it during the regular season. Why the hell can we not do it during the playoffs?
Well, let's say what if it's the Ravens? What if it's the Ravens and you guys can't beat them?
Well, see, that's the opposite situation because we have an issue beating them in the regular season, but we beat them in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So, it's really messed up, and everyone keeps talking about the Bengals automatically going to the playoffs this year, and then they'll take out the bill. Why? What did they do that made them so much better than last year?
Well, nature got to argue with.
Yeah.
It's not even them taking y'all out. That's the thing. What you need the Bengals to do is take out the Chiefs because they're the team that's proven to be capable of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
Yeah, because for some odd reason, Buffalo just can't get it done.
In the playoffs.
I mean, in a regular season playoffs, whenever. It just don't
no, regular season they do great.
They won last year. Last year they did good.
No, we've won the last 5 years, don't.
In the regular season?
The playoffs. Yeah.
Yes, in the regular season, we win. You're
right.
Regular season.
You're right. I have to think about
only
that.
Lost to the Chiefs once.
It seemed like Mahomes has been their daddy for a while, and it's just like nothing they do. They are not able to stop Mahomes.
In the playoffs.
That's when it matters.
Well, either way, I mean, like I said, Josh Allen's in his prime right now, and you're paying him a lot of money. Like, it's time to put up or shut up. Like, he's got to win a championship. And
okay, so you keep living on him, but he's one of the best quarterbacks currently in the NFL during the playoffs in every statistic on the board. Every single one. So you can't put it on Allen.
Not all of them.
But when you're getting paid that kind of money,
that's the one that counts.
Right. When you're getting paid that kind of money and you're that kind of superstar player, you got to have a ring, buddy. Like, that's your final.
Okay, so tell me which games in the playoffs that they lost because of him.
They still lost.
I'll wait. But you're putting it on Josh Allen. It's a team sport, and you're putting it on Josh Allen for losing, but he's not the reason why they lost in any game.
I mean, he's still part of the team. Like, if you win and you lose as a team. So I'm not blaming Josh Allen, but he's your highest paid player.
But you are, because you're alienating him out and saying,
because he's a superstar quarterback.
You know what Buffalo needs?
He's playing like a superstar quarterback. He's the second best quarterback in the league.
You know what Buffalo needs? Buffalo needs Scott Norwood. No, let me stop.
Just like J-Trans said, Lamar catches pure hell for the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why is
Josh Allen not immune? He cannot get to the Super Bowl, so he's going to take flack for it. James Harden right
it
now.
always falls back on the quarterback. No matter
take
what happens, it's
flack
always
for
going
it
to fall
because
back
you're
on the
the
quarterback.
superstar guy. Period.
But it's
I'll
not
tell you
Josh
what,
Allen's
boys.
fault
I'll
that
tell
their
you.
kicker can't kick field goals, or
And it's
you
not
know,
the
their
same with
defense
Lamar
can't
Jackson
get.
because Lamar Jackson is not a superstar at all when it comes to the playoffs. He just does a complete 180 and fucks up in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Well,
but he's a
His stats are
superstar.
not the same. In the playoffs.
In the
He's a
playoffs, I
great
get what
guy.
you're saying.
Either
great quarterback.
has nothing to show for. Is what I'm trying to say. Like people put these top of these quarterbacks on pedestals, crazy, but no ring to show.
The only great quarterback that has anything to show for it is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Jalen
And
Hurts.
is he really that good this year?
Jalen Hurts is not a great quarterback. Stop it.
Statistically, Pat Mahomes didn't have a good year
Yeah.
last year. And let me say, I mean, things that you can put on a quarterback. You know, I'm putting everything on. I'm putting some of that stuff on Goff for the loss that we had against Washington. Okay, that stands out. But like Josh Allen losing, Lamar Jackson losing, there's a whole bunch of superlatives that go into that whole situation. Yeah. So, you know, field goal kicker can't kick, a guy can't catch a ball. It breaks it down to that. Doesn't mean those quarterbacks are bad. And I don't think Jared Goff is a bad quarterback. He's successfully done something that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson haven't done. He's gone to a Super Bowl, and he lost. But that's not the point. The point, he's been there. So everything's a variation. Everything's about team. It's not about the individual unless the individual costs you the game.
I think this one is Goff. Yep.
Yeah, I'll say the only game I think Josh Allen played bad in was a Cincinnati game a couple years ago. That's the only game I've seen Josh Allen play bad in the playoffs.
In games, he's making mistakes in games.
The
magnitude of how it cost them is that's debatable. I mean,
one thing that they do. I think their biggest issue would have to be them not getting the stops when they need it. Kansas City scored points when they need it, and Patrick Mahomes would drive down the field and he would score. And Buffalo would have to learn how to stop that because if you remember in the AFC Championship game last year, Josh Allen outdueled Patrick Mahomes. He had 2 touchdowns. He had, like 200, almost 300 yards passing, no turnovers, and they just couldn't get a stop. When it really mattered, they could not get a stop.
I don't know about that with J-Train. No, I can't get with that one.
I'll tell you right now what I think Buffalo's problem is. They can't play man. They can't play big coverage in key situations. They play too much zone. And Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes is who they struggle against. Those guys are going to eat you apart in the playoffs if you play zone.
And that's why we got Hairston. Hairston is a man coverage guy. He has the speed to be able to keep up with the speedy receivers, and that's what ultimately killed us with the Chiefs last year was Worthy and his speed during the playoff game. That killed us. That's why we drafted Harrison to.
Is he going to be able to keep up with Worthy when they face off, or is he going to be able to keep up with Worthy? Because that boy got some wheels.
Yeah, Maxwell Harrison ran up.
So does Harrison.
Maxwell Harrison ran a 4.2,
He's pretty fast.
Yeah. He was fast.
Yeah,
everything's a connection.
My thing is with him is there's going to be a lot of times where he's going to go for the interception. He's a ball hawk, so there's going to be a lot of times he goes for an interception and he's going to fuck up, and they're going to score off that.
Well, he's also a rookie too, so they're going to go after him.
Well, I mean, with the whole Worthy thing too. I mean, the quarterback's got to get the ball to the receiver, right? He's got to have time in the pocket to do that. I don't think Patrick Mahomes did not have a very good season last year.
No more Tooney
because of that
over there
offensive
for
line.
City. No
so
more
that
Tooney
offensive
for Kansas
line
City.
has been something that has been sneaking up on Kansas City for a while.
I think
no more Joe Tooney.
That he did do that actually does help out the defense, which is like when you keep blaming the defense for not getting stops. When you sustain 12, 15 play drives, you eat the clock up, you give the defense rest, you give the other team's offense less time, and sometimes you actually don't give them the ball at all, which is something that Brady did. It's really like a matter of like Mahomes' stats went down, the defense got better, he started sustaining longer drives. When you score too fast, you screw your defense. Peyton Manning did that to his team his entire career. They score so fast, the defense is on the field the entire game, and I think Josh does a lot of that. It's not that your defense isn't good. Your defense is always on the damn field.
Mm-hmm.
But also too, like if you're not scoring touchdowns or field goals every possession, and you have to punt the ball, you failed at that drive because you
Not
didn't
necessarily.
get points. Oh, you didn't
Not
get
necessarily.
points.
If you can pin
A
them
3
deep
and out
in their
is a
own end
fail.
zone,
I can see a
3
3
and
and out
out,
being a
3 and
fail.
outs happen as long as
Pin
it's
them
not
But it's
deep in
still
the
a
consistently
fail.
happening every
Right.
Not
single
if you
drive.
pin them deep.
But let's say if you pinned them deep, right? Like if you went out there, you had a 3 and out, you kicked a 60, 70-yard punt or something like that, put them in their own territory. Now they got to work. If your defense is able to make plays and get stops when needed, they're going to be, the offense is going to be just as worn out because they got to drive the whole length of the field. Go ahead, Nate. What were you saying?
But when you're an offense, your job is to score points. Every offensive coordinator, every quarterback will tell you, you score points. You're not looking to kick a field, do a punt and the pin them, whatever it is. That's special teams. Your job is to put points on the board, get first downs, get drives, complete the drives.
Yeah, but you don't score every possession, though. Right.
There's also times where it's even a failure by the offense to hit a field goal too, because the defense stopped them from scoring a touchdown. They held them to the point.
Yeah, like even getting a field goal.
It all depends. I think it all depends on the current nature of the drive, really.
Yeah, like if it's the fourth quarter and you're down 14 points, you obviously want to go for the touchdown. But if it's 3 minutes in the fourth quarter and it's just like, damn, I got to make a decision to go for a field goal, or am I going to try to go for the whole touchdown? That's going to put your coach and your team in an awkward spot because it's late in the game and you got to determine if you're going to kick a field goal, get a stop and try to score and get another stop, or if you're going to go for the whole touchdown.
Well,
which could possibly
you should want to go for the touchdown, not the field goal, because that's 7 is better than 3. You know,
of course,
like you always
absolutely
are way better for your defense.
Yeah. So I mean, right, you get more rest to the defense if you go longer drives. You know, Lions do that a lot. You know, because we know our defense is suspect at times. So, Jared Goff has to go out there and stay long, do these long drives and score points because he knows that the defense might give up those points. I think Buffalo's kind of that same situation. The pressure on Josh Allen to have to score every time is always high because he knows his defense is probably going to give up those points very quickly.
I mean,
I was leaning towards
also
the
with
fact
the
that whole James Cook. Another reason why James Cook is such an important part of the Bills in your argument, because he helps stretch them drives to help let the defense get them. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but don't you think it's funny though in the NFL that's really a pass-heavy NFL now? TOP is a big thing, and now running backs are starting to make a comeback like they were never there in the first place, and now everybody's using 1 or 2, 1 to 2 running backs.
If you ask these old school coaches,
how coincidental?
They'll tell you all day time of possession is paramount.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else doesn't matter. If you hold the ball and you score and you keep that other team off the field, you're winning in every aspect.
Yeah, because they can't score if they're not on the field.
Right, and there's less time that they have to make up if you keep scoring points. Like time possession is so key, and it should be number one. That's why I don't understand why some of these offensive coordinators are more about, let's score quick. No, you want to take your time and you want to control the clock. Like, again, Detroit, using an example, one of the best things about this team is they execute time of possession. They will go on drives when they have to go on drives. 4-minute offense.
We all got Sonic and Knuckles, man.
Yeah.
That's the point.
We also have a smart quarterback that knows how to execute a 4-minute offense.
Oh, yeah.
And he's able to do his thing. Yeah.
And the point to that, I mean, look at the Lions defense. All in all, at the end of the day, was ass last year.
Big
and they
time.
still managed to be 15-2 in a competitive division where they swept their division opponents. So
Big
I
time.
mean, people just don't understand the finality of that whole situation. I mean, you swept your division opponents, then you were 15-2 with an ass defense. That's because your offense was and when the Lions lose is when their offense is self-destructive.
Yes.
And that's what happened to them against Washington. They were self-destructive, and you can't put a point.
Yeah,
they had empty possessions. Yep, and you can't do that.
Yeah, y'all
not in the
screwed all my
playoffs. For
parlays. I
real.
picked y'all to win the Super Bowl, and y'all screwed me royally.
Well, I'm sorry. It wasn't our fault, man.
Listen, man.
Get
you
after
thought they
golf,
were gonna
brother.
win the Super
Get
Bowl
after
with
Should have seen
golf.
the
19
injury
people on
report half the
IR?
season. We lost after our defense.
My man, they had like 19 people on IR.
Yeah.
You picked them to win the Super Bowl.
I'm not even making that. But they finished
y'all
15-2.
early.
Come on. They
Dude,
finished 15-2.
Yo, but I know
Dude.
y'all
I
took that
expected
shit
to win a
hard.
Super Bowl.
Before
I
the
don't
Dude,
care
y'all
how
took
many
that
people
shit
were
hard
hurt.
when that lost to
I want
Washington
them to win.
because you guys did not come on the following week to have a podcast. Y'all were mad as hell.
We were.
Yeah,
I think we were just
yeah.
as mad as Buffalo fans when they got their asses kicked by Kansas City.
Yeah, but I
You
came
know
back
what I'm
on.
saying?
See, when we had a podcast, I came back on after the Bills lost. I didn't go run and hide.
I will say
That's
this.
feeling.
The difference with
I'll see
everybody
that.
on this panel, the top part, we ain't won a Super Bowl, been a Super Bowl, smelled a
Exactly.
Super Bowl, any of that.
Right.
You guys got Super Bowls. Even if you lost 4, doesn't make a difference. You've been in the Super Bowl. That's a
and-
difference.
I think that does make a big difference.
And if I
I mean, if you haven't noticed, like we've had how many comments about Scott Dorwood already? So I mean, that was over 30 years ago, and they're still fucking talking about this shit, bro. I mean, come on.
They
I mean,
got
fuck
Scott
it,
Norwood comments, and I got these while I
I'm
smoke.
still hearing the acronym,
Hey,
boy. I love
the
losing
Giants,
Super Bowl.
the Giants get
That
off
was
and
30
talking
fucking
about
years
beating New
ago.
England twice with Tom Brady, and Eli Manning should be going to the Hall of Fame just because of that.
I
Yeah.
was surprised he didn't
And the
go
thing-
first ballot behind it.
I don't think he's a first ballot now.
I don't think he should be, but I was surprised that he didn't.
Okay, got you.
And the thing is that to Monkey's answer to Monkey's question, the reason why it was so hard for me to like literally swallow what had happened on that game is because to be a Lions fan, it's an emotional roller coaster. And I don't want to hear any other fan base tell me that they know what we feel. They don't know what we feel. When you're 0-16, you know what we feel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And the thing is, when you go to the top where we were the number 1 seed, home field advantage, everything right in front of us, even though our defense was decimated, like everything's right there in front of us, and we go in and we just lay a freaking egg. You know, that's enough to just say, you know what, I just need a moment. You know, I love my team and I'll die with my team, but I need a moment because that was tough. And then you talk about the year before being 30 minutes away from winning a damn Super Bowl or getting to a Super Bowl, and that's even heartbreaking too. So the thing is that when you haven't tasted the good stuff, you don't know what to feel. You don't know what to think. Everything is so crazy and all over the place, and your emotions are one way, another way. It takes time to reflect and really think about what the hell happens.
Like,
And that's why, for me, that's why I took my time.
And you know, and this is a difference too between the Lions now and the Lions back whenever, you know, the last other 50-something years that they've sucked.
Shit days.
Because I've been there half of that time through that pain. This is a very good ran organization now. They have a good front office. They have good coaches, and they have good football players on this team. So it kind of hurts you twice as much being a Lions fan when this doesn't come to flourishing, because I picked them to be the Super Bowl winner too. And I wasn't just drinking the Kool-Aid. I thought the Lions had a hell of a chance to make the Super Bowl.
They had a damn good
last year.
team.
They're one of the best teams in it. And to look at it, I shouldn't have been far off from that. They were 15-2. I picked them to be 14-3. I didn't even pick them to sweep the whole division, but they did. And those are the things that are difference between other fan bases and maybe not Cleveland. Cleveland sucks too. So, but that's Cleveland just ultimately
They just
Just
called
throw
us
that one in
Fucking
there. Just throw that one in
organization.
there. There you
They
go.
had 1-31 record in 2 seasons back to back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but Detroit is my FanDuel favorite. I definitely do parlays on y'all every week.
We
and I always
appreciate
win.
you, but don't bet on us, man, because we don't know what the hell is going to happen with us.
I bet on the players, and they always deliver.
this season's gonna be rougher. So
Yeah.
I do
Save
think this
your
season
money
is-
and bet on somebody who maybe has a little bit more, better chances, because I don't know what the hell we're gonna have this year. I don't think any of us know. All right, back to the East, because this is about the East. Okay, Monkey, I got a question for you. So your receiving core, Khalil Shakur is your best receiver right now. And looks like Keon Coleman last year was 500 yards and Dalton Kincaid tight end, but he's still a receiver. We'll call it that. How confident do you feel in your receiving core going into this year?
I think it was an upgrade from last year. Not by much, but we did what we did last year with what we had, so why can't we do it again?
Do you expect a big step from Keon Coleman?
I believe so, because he was doing fine up until he got injured. When he got injured, he started playing like scared or whatever. He even admitted it got into his head a bit. So I do expect him to make a bounce back. Everyone was upset about Kincaid's numbers. They were expecting him to be a 1,000-yard tight end last year because Diggs was gone, and who else they got to throw to was their thing. Well, they spread it around instead of just targeting someone. He's gonna throw it to the guy that's deeper down the field if he's open more.
Right.
And they really didn't do all of that last year. They didn't really throw it down the field. They kept it within like 15 yards for the most part.
Because they were very effective running the ball.
They were.
Right. They played off that play action right. He has definitely had his moments.
You know something that really got me. You know, somebody I forgot about, Ty Johnson. What is going to be his role really? Because I know he played a big role in kicking the Detroit Lions behind every third down they got.
He's the third down back.
Got you. And
he's the receiving back. To be honest with you, I have never been a fan of Ty Johnson up until last year. Every time we kept him on the roster, I was irritated. I ain't gonna lie. I told Brian about this numerous times.
And I kept trying to tell him Ty Johnson is the guy. He's the one.
Yeah.
He's not the guy to be there on like first. He's not an all down back. He's not a back you want to put out there and start him or anything like that. But on third down,
he can start in a pinch.
He's nice. He's good.
Nice
I like him on third down.
Yeah,
the Jets
definitely
didn't know how to utilize him, but at least Buffalo did.
Catching passes out of the backfield, man, he's actually really good at that. He's elite.
Well, we tried using him as a regular running back at first when we first got him, and it just doesn't work. He can get you a good yard or two here and there, but he's not an explosive.
It doesn't seem like his vision is very well. It seemed like he runs into a lot of defenders and footwork issues as well. But I mean, catching passes out of the backfield, man, I mean, you can rely on him every single time.
He also likes to stand straight up. He likes to stand straight up when he goes to that line, and that's why he gets hit.
He doesn't have first line vision. After he gets past that line, that's when he tears the field up. But he doesn't have first line vision.
I'd agree with that.
He's a quick son of a bitch, though. That dude.
He is.
He got wheels.
I don't know how he gets open the way he does, but he's like there. You don't ever notice him, and then all of a sudden, bam, there he is. Like, where you come from?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Isn't he your all's returner too?
That's debatable. They keep doing a rotation of players. He has been back there before.
That's what I thought.
But that's mainly he's just mainly to down the ball. He's not made to actually return it.
Oh, okay.
He's more of like the possession punt.
Okay. I got a question for you, Jordan.
Go for it.
Oh,
what's up,
Jordan? For everyone, actually, go down the list one by one. Mike Vrabel, first year with the Patriots, got a little bit of history with them, right? Give me your level of confidence, 1 through 5. How confident are you that he's going to be the guy that ultimately turn this franchise around and get them back to winning?
I would say, I mean, it's more to Vrabel. Obviously, you got to have a good coaching staff around you as well. But I mean, from what he did in Tennessee, I mean, he did pretty solid there with, mediocre quarterback play, I would say. I mean, he made Ryan Tannehill play above average level. I mean, and he had always good defenses. I mean, with Jeffrey Simmons down there. But,
yes.
I think that the defense is going to be pretty good because of, I mean, he's a defensive coach, first of all.
Right.
The one question mark I have really with Vrabel is he going to have like a, defensive coordinator mindset? Like, is he going to have that mindset of like not be aggressive, 4th and 1, punt the football? Like, because that's kind of the issue I've had with the Patriots too recently. Like they're the most like least aggressive team in the NFL. They always punt the ball in 4th and short. They'll punt it or take a field goal every time. It seems like the last 3-4 years they just always
will be more aggressive.
Question though, but you got Josh Childress as the offensive coordinator again, right?
Yeah, Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Belichick was still making the calls whether if we were going for it on 4th down or not because he was the head coach. So he still gave the signal to the offense coordinator, hey, we're going for it on here. Yeah, the offense coordinator made the play call, but Belichick and even Mayo last year were the ones that were making the decisions of if we were going for it on 4th down. And
when you have McDaniels there, I would figure that I would go to the BB formula where let McDaniels run the offense. It's kind of like the same. Yeah. Again, referring to the Lions, DC lets Ben Johnson run that offense just as much as he lets AG run the defense, and I think that's what Vrabel should do. He should run a defense if he's a defensive-minded coach, but just let McDaniels take over the offense.
Well, this is what Vrabel's pretty much like. Terrell Williams is the DVC.
There you go.
McDaniels is the OC, but so Vrabel's like a consultant almost. He's like the head coach, but he's also
he's a CEO. He's a CEO. He oversees everybody.
That's what I'm saying. He's like how Belichick is. So he's going to have like the game day. Like he's still going to have final say on a lot of things, on game day decisions, roster decisions, everything. So like that's what I'm saying. Like even Mayo had that kind of similar title. I mean, he obviously wasn't. But the problem with Mayo was he wasn't experienced. He's never been a head coach before,
and they didn't have a strong OC.
Which kind of sucks because I think Mayo could have been a good head coach for you guys. He just didn't get that opportunity.
Mayo's problem was, I mean, obviously the experience, but he had a lot of like great ideals, but I don't think he knew how to like use the ideals. Like he wanted to go with like, because the Patriots are always like bigger at linebacker. He wanted to go more athletic and fit today's more style with the smaller linebacker. So he did have like that ideal, but he didn't really know I don't think he knew how to like coordinate the defense.
I would also say too, like, with Gerard Mayo's situation, even Vrabel's situation, when you're a defensive coordinator, you better hire a good OC because you don't know offense. You think you might, but you don't, because there's a lot of nuances to what offenses are, how they're run. Like that's why guys like Ben Johnson, that's why guys like, Sean McVay, all those guys, all those big name play callers, they know all the nuances that come with offenses. Defensive guys don't have that ability. That's why you have to hire a strong OC. So the question I would really look at is how confident are you in Josh Daniels? Because Josh Daniels, he's a really good coordinator.
Yeah, I like McDaniels. We've had success with him. Guys like Matt Castle. I mean, even Mac Jones's rookie year was pretty good. I mean, we actually had the sixth or seventh ranked offense with Mac Jones's rookie year, and then won 10 games that year. And I think this roster is better than Mac Jones's rookie year, and I think Drake May's a better quarterback. So I think this is the most talented quarterback McDaniels has ever worked with, even in his time in Vegas and Denver. He's never really had outside of Brady, he's never really had a quarterback. Even Brady didn't have the most.
Brady got into it, Josh McDaniels. I don't see Drake May doing that.
That was his guy right there.
I think you're going to see a little bit of like some of the traditional like drop back. Yeah. You're going to see a traditional pro style offense with McDaniels, but what I want to see is how they use him in the run game, because I think you're going to see a little bit of that at Cam Newton.
Right. Yeah. Now I have a question for both the Patriots fans because
2019, 2020, or 20. Yeah.
Cam was 2020.
So to keep on with that, Raphael, what's your
2020, yeah. So that's
okay. There you go.
No, I was going to say something because
I'm cutting out.
Yeah, you're cutting out.
Yeah. Your reception might be a little bit. Is your Wi-Fi?
To Raphael. Oh my bad.
That same
to
question.
Raphael. I was going to ask something because he said something that's very compelling. He said that Drake May is possibly the best quarterback they've had in a while. That he's actually gotten to work with McDaniels. That is since Brady. What about Joe Milton? Because he's still over there. That's a guy that wants to start.
He plays for Dallas.
Nope,
Is he
got
with
Dallas
Dallas now?
Cowboys.
Joe Milton?
Yeah.
He's on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't know that. I'm a little bit behind right now. I didn't know that. Okay, never
Just a little
mind.
bit. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Raphael,
I was like,
I
how
got
did you know that I felt a way about that? Because I really did not want to get rid of Joe Milton.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say that was a guy that really wants to start. That's a guy that could possibly come in and start. He has a strong arm. You know, he has that mentality. He can definitely be worked with now.
You just don't know what he's going to be as a thrower. Like he can throw the ball.
Oh,
90
he
yards.
can throw.
Can he throw it?
He was slinging it at Tennessee.
But can he make the short passes and can he be accurate throughout the game?
We never.
He was pretty accurate against Buffalo.
Even show us he looked good in spurts, and then we got rid of him. But we are notorious for that.
Cowboys got him for a reason.
Cunningham packing, and now he's the backup for Lamar.
Yeah, the Cowboys got him for a reason, guys. And that's why they got Pickens too. Like they're looking long term. They're looking long term on that. But Raphael, I got a question for you that I think is gonna make.
I am hungry.
What about Christian Gonzalez? Talk to me about Christian Gonzalez, man, because that is a guy who a lot of people are really enamored with. He was all pro
100.
last year. And like, talk to me about this dude. Tell me what we don't know about this dude.
I mean, Gonzo was game time. I mean, I watched him in college, but he came, after the injury, he made his way back, and he's looking like he's really actually looking better than even what he was projected to be on his way in. And now with Carlton Davis on the other side, you can't even just go away from him. I think his numbers are actually about to go up because people are not – you don't know which side to even go to now. It's like, all right, who are we going to pick on? Like we have our secondary is looking really good. And, I mean, Gonzo – is the anchor. He's really young. I mean, we have the fortune of having someone that good that we're not paying for real.
Right. Exactly. Not yet.
Let
me start attacking the middle of the field.
We got to cut him a check.
Let me put you on the spot for a sec. Is he better than Sauce Gardner right now?
No, but that's not a knock. I mean, Sauce is Sauce.
He was all pro, man.
Yeah. No. Sauce is like one of the best players, non-QB players in the league.
I mean, his PFF is not as good as people say he is. Like he's
Sauce.
So I'm actually going to disagree with you guys there. I think Gonzalez is a lot better than Sauce Gardner. I think
the gap is closing very quickly on those.
I think Christian Gonzalez is the second best corner in the NFL. It's Patrick Surtain, then it's Christian Gonzalez.
I mean, I don't think his body.
So Stingley don't matter.
To give him that yet.
Christian Gonzalez is the only corner in the league that can play man-to-man and cover any body type. He can cover Mike Evans type, big receivers. He has 4.3, legit 4.3 speed. He ran toe-to-toe with Tyreek Hill in man coverage. And if you go look at his matchups last year, he went against Marvin Harrison Jr., he went against Jamar Chase, he went against Jalen Waddle twice, Tyreek Hill twice, Garrett Wilson twice. Did I say Jamar Chase? Jamar Chase. Yeah. He went against I have to think, but he went against like really good receivers last year, and he had the benefit of. I mean, I think the most yards he gave up in a game was 65 in man coverage, and that was actually DK Metcalf was the guy that actually had the most yards on him last year. But I mean,
now he gets to cover Diggs in practice.
Yeah, I mean. Think about how good you have to be a second-team All-Pro on a 4-win team.
Right.
How many second-team All-Pros are on a 4-win team, or how many All-Pros are there on 4-win teams or losing records? There's not a lot. That shows how good he is.
The guy that we're comparing
Sauce is all pro though.
They only won 5 games.
Sauce is all pro though, my man.
Did Sauce make All-Pro last year? No, he did not.
Surtain and Gonzalez.
No, it was Surtain and Gonzalez. That's my point. I don't think Sauce is the athlete that Gonzalez is. That's the thing. Is like I don't think Sauce has the man coverage. Like is Sauce running man to man with Tyreek?
A higher ceiling.
I don't think Sauce can run man to man with Tyreek Hill and say, "Hey, you line up right across from Tyreek Hill, or you run across from." He can't match it with every receiver type. There's certain receivers you don't have the foot speed.
Just giving him the nod over Sauce right now is crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
Sauce, I mean, you don't even throw his way. You're not even throwing Sauce Gardner's way. You literally he takes that whole side of the field away. You only probably target him maybe twice a game. You're not going to keep throwing to him. And I give Christian Gonzalez the nod because I know he's pretty good. But Sauce Gardner is literally the cornerstone. He's that linchpin of the defense. Like, you have to be aware of him at all times because he will be everywhere at all times.
Well,
that's just me though.
I mean, you can argue Sauce is still better than Christian Gonzalez, but the gap is not as big as people say it is.
I'll say this. There was Jets fans that told me last year their best corner on the team was even Sauce Gardner. They were saying DJ Reed was their best corner.
Hey,
they had worried like Sauce Gardner had a bad year last year.
Yes, he did.
He was not good last year. Do I?
Just say that.
Especially once they lost Salah, he was actually really bad when they lost Salah in the middle of the season.
Yeah. Well, that whole defense does.
Yeah.
After Salah got fired, the whole team just went to shit. Let's just be honest.
And I want to see. Here's what I want to see too is how the Sauce benefit when he doesn't have a guy like DJ Reed on the other side. Because that's a knock. That was kind of the knock on Christian Gonzalez. He didn't have a lot of on-ball production last year because teams were just like not throwing at him because the Patriots' number twos were Jonathan Jones, who's no offense to him, 5'9", and he's a traditional slot corner. So he's not really an outside corner, and teams are just targeting him and Alex Austin, who is like he's more of a corner 3 or corner 4, and he was having to play outside, but they didn't really have that number outside too. Now you have Carlton Davis, who has been a number 1, a high-end number 1 or 2 in his career with Tampa Bay and Detroit last year. So I think that's going to also elevate Gonzalez's game because Gonzalez wasn't really allowed to be aggressive because he just had to play man. They couldn't play zone because of the other corners on the other side. I think now they're going to be more versatile. They're going to be able to play man, zone, everything.
Monkey, you were a big proponent of wanting to get interior help inside for your team because that was where the weakness was with Buffalo's defense. A lot was just rushing up the middle. Do you feel like they addressed that, or do you feel like that's still an area of need?
Oh, I think they addressed it. I mean, we did sign 2 players that are suspended for 6 games, but once they come back, that'll help. But I mean, other than that, I mean, you saw our draft. I mean, we went all defense, and we got guys that are big-bodied and able to go up there, regardless, or excluding Harrison, the tiny, fast guy. Mm-hmm. But we got edge guys. We got a linebacker. We got defensive tackles. We signed some undrafted free agents. I'm sure we'll be better. I don't know if we can stop somebody like Travis Henry, like, we need to, but how many teams can? I mean, he's just a beast.
You mean Kelsey?
Henry. Travis Henry.
Derek.
Oh, the Jags?
Derek Henry, I mean? Yeah. See, I always do that with Henry.
I was like, what? Is Travis Henry? I was like, what? Oh, you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good.
But yeah.
I was thinking.
And that's another thing we got to do is, be able to cover Travis Kelsey if you want to actually that you bring that up. And I think our linebackers can do that as long as they stay healthy.
I mean, as long as Taylor Swift have them under control, I think you guys will be okay.
Taylor Swift's about to go to jail for being involved in them Diddy freak out parties.
Oh my God.
Allegedly, we have no proof of that. Allegedly,
there's so much going on right now.
No,
it is allegedly. I don't think it's true. I just like to joke about it. I just want to put that out there before someone comes out my head.
We got
I'll talk it out my neck again. It was all sarcasm. It was all a joke. Don't come at me.
Mm-hmm. So okay,
I still think her music's garbage, but that's beside the point.
My God.
Okay, Monkey. If let's say the Buffalo Bills don't make the Super Bowl and they decide to replace Sean McDermott, do you think Joe Brady becomes a head coach? I
mean, I don't see why not. I mean, it would be probably my preferred choice because who else would be picked? You know, I mean, coaches lose their job for a reason. Oh,
But I mean, he's got
it's in the baby oil. It's in the baby oil.
Allegedly.
Wow. They didn't. They need to. No, they need to get this trial over and done with already.
Dayball.
But yeah. Anyway, Dayball. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't like what he did over there. I'd like it as a lot. Hey, if Brady became head coach, I'd like Dayball to come back as OC.
I mean, really, he developed Josh Allen though, right?
He had part in it, but the guy that actually, the person that gets the credit for making him a better thrower is the guy that he went to see that hooked him up to the computers and shit to change his motion of throwing. I do believe Drake May or Jordan Daniels, one of the two, are actually going to see the same guy.
I think Anthony Richardson went to see that guy too.
Maybe that's who it is. Maybe it was Anthony Richardson.
I heard it's something about Anthony Richardson went to go see the same trainer or throwing coach that Josh Allen went to see after
it would help if Anthony Richardson would learn how to throw to the left side of the field, you know,
or just stay in the game even when he's tired, or stay in the game even when he's tired.
It helps
with
those mechanics.
I got a question for you that I don't think's been brought up yet. What do you think about the Bills being on Hard Knocks?
It scares me. I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it. I like seeing them. I'd like to see them on there because there's more exposure and whatnot. But the record of, you know, the teams going on there, but at the same time, the Bills are not like all the other teams that were on there. It's the first time a winning team.
Hey, we were on Hard Knocks and we had a great year.
No, that year we were bad.
Yeah, we were 3 and something that year. Yeah,
I think you guys were 9-8 that year, right?
No, we were 9-8.
That's when they finished. But we started the year on like a 6-game losing streak,
right? But that started the catapult of the turning point for the Lions when we had that season because we beat the Whackers.
Well, the point he's trying to make, though, there is no turning point with the Buffalo Bills. They've already got to that turning point. This is the first team that is successful over the last few seasons that's been on Hard Knocks.
They've won the, division the last 5 years. So, I mean, it's not like they won one season and they're still in question on if they're really legit or not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that division is pretty much easy. I mean, for the most part. I mean, you put yourself in our division. That'd be fun to see.
Buffalo. Mm-hmm. I think they could still win the division.
Yeah, well, I mean, the last time we played, we had guys off the streets. I mean, come on. It wasn't a fair. Well, I mean, when was that? That was like what?
That was the season when the Bills played in Detroit. We had to play in Detroit as a home game against
on Thanksgiving. It was on Thanksgiving.
No, it wasn't Thanksgiving. It was a Sunday before Thanksgiving because
that game was. We played you guys.
It was the Thanksgiving game.
Oh yeah, that was
It was the Thanksgiving game because Lions were this close.
Yeah, I remember that.
Lions were this close.
It was a good game. It was a good game.
We've had the fight.
Oh, what was that? Was that in 22?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
122.
Yeah, that was the year also too that I think that didn't Tucker hit a 66-yard field goal that year too.
Yeah, I think that was ridiculous.
That was a crazy year. Yeah, that was just. Yeah, we're not gonna.
That was actually the first year.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Tucker. He's like he's in that Watson zone.
Yeah. He's another one. Yeah, he's.
But what I'm saying is the fight hasn't really been in y'all's division. Like it's been the Bills and everybody else. Like you put the Lions in that division, we probably are doing the same thing.
Well,
like
the Patriots and the Dolphins did make it to the playoffs once, but the last time the Patriots made it to the playoffs was when the Bills had that perfect offensive game. And they haven't been the same since. And Jordan, are you ready to admit that Macadoodle is a wackadoodle? I mean, come on. We were through this.
I can't admit it. Kyle Shanahan believes in him enough.
That's beside the point.
Hey, he can step in after Purdy gets hurt again. Shoot,
I mean, definitely wasn't the second coming of Tom Brady. I can tell you that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the Alabama stigma. Like, what Alabama quarterbacks have even been good coming out?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
Tua's the best
I
one.
saw Raphael down there shaking.
Jalen Hurts.
And Tua's sitting there throwing gang signs up and can't get
They
off.
don't even
stay
get to
on the
claim
field.
Jalen though.
Jalen Hurts had his
Yeah.
best year in college at Oklahoma, though.
Jalen Hurts is
Yeah.
so good. They always
Played
get
more
other
seasons
quarterbacks to
in
compete with
Alabama,
him.
though, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
They always
did,
put
but
him
he
in
became
meetings
a
with
way
them
better
there.
passer at Oklahoma.
Of
No,
course.
Yeah.
Hurts,
Yeah.
When he went
Hurts
to the
got more time
combine,
Hurts got more time at Oklahoma. The reason why he left is because he wasn't getting playing time over Tua.
yeah,
Right.
because Tua came in and won him the Natty, right?
Yeah, and then Tua was their
And Ben
starter, and
Schertz.
that's the reason he left is to go to Oklahoma.
And
'cause Tua-
the thing with Alabama quarterbacks that a lot of people don't understand is that they're stacked rosters. Their defense is good. Their offensive line's good. Their running backs, their receivers, they're all first
Oh,
round
you
draft
sad,
picks.
sad little man.
I mean,
So
think about that Alabama team had Jameer Gibbs on it, I believe,
Yeah.
or maybe it didn't have Jameer Gibbs, but it
No.
definitely had Devontae Smith. It had
Yeah.
the receiver.
Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, and they had Jerry Judy on it.
Yep,
Yeah.
Judy,
Mhm.
Jameson.
That's what I'm saying.
They
It's
had
like-
Henry Ruggs.
They had Jameson Williams.
Henry Ruggs.
Right.
Yeah, Henry.
And that's my
Ruggs.
point. It's like
Oh,
where
they
is
had
the value?
the number one receiver.
Oh, and they had Josh Jacobs on that team. That's who they had.
Right, and that's what I'm saying is like, where is the evaluation for an Alabama quarterback coming into the NFL when they're that good? Like, you really don't evaluate a quarterback by how good he is how he struggles, and how he gets better. And with Alabama quarterbacks, they don't struggle. You know,
they have
like
better wide receiver cores in college than they do for any NFL team they play
exactly, yeah.
for.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
You have some of the
it's
best.
really-
I think OSU, Blow SU, and Alabama literally produce wide receivers like the best.
Hey, don't forget about
That's why I think
LSU.
Bengals did the right thing by getting Jamal.
LSU's got the two
LSU
best
got
receivers
some good ones.
in the league right now.
LSU got some good
Probably
ones,
three.
but
Brian Thomas,
OSU be
Brian
putting some
Thomas
people
is
out
up
too.
there.
Yeah,
Thomas, Malik Neighbors.
Jefferson, Chase, what's his name?
Yeah. Neighbors,
Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jarvis
I got a
Landry.
Mhm.
I got a question for the Pats fans. Okay, outside of Josh Allen, what do you fear most on the Bills?
Nothing.
Damn.
Without Josh Allen, we beat them easily.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's not
Like-
really
like-
anything.
He's that much of an X factor. The dude is that good.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen's definitely the Bill. Yeah, I think if you took Josh Allen off the Bills, they'd probably be a 7-win team.
Yeah, I agree.
Mac and
Okay.
cheese.
Monkey, how do you
I
feel
mean, who
about
would you
that?
give
Do
him as the quarterback?
Because I think their biggest issue, a lot of their biggest issues is, like I said earlier, it's the zone thing. They can't play man. The years past, even the year where they had 13 seconds, they couldn't play man. They had to play zone defense, and that's what's hurt. It's the same thing with the Ravens, though. The Ravens have the same issue too. That's why I think they can't get over the hump. They can't play man and like the Chiefs can. The Chiefs can play man in certain situations, like third downs at the end of the games. The Bills can't play man, and if you're playing against Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, they're going to light you up if you're just playing zone the whole game.
Bills lost the 13 seconds game because they played prevent defense like jackasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The defense is always the thing that's killing the Bills every game in the
It is.
playoffs. It's a defense.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
Ravens' biggest issue in the playoffs is the fact that Lamar Jackson wants to try to prove to everybody that he's a goddamn pocket passer. Like, bro, just keep running the ball like you've been doing all season. Like, he trying to out-rule Mahomes. Like, what are you doing?
Well, it's that and the fact that teams are forcing him to do that too. You force him to put him in that situation, he's going to fail. He's not.
Run. He just won't.
Yeah, well,
He stops running the ball when he gets to the playoffs.
Yeah,
and not only that, but go ahead.
I was going to say, I think Lamar had a good playoff game last year. I mean, yeah, they had the mistakes early in the game that kind of cost them, but I thought he played pretty good in that playoff game.
Yeah.
I thought their defense didn't play that good, to be honest.
That was just the issue.
And,
The turnover.
Yeah, that's what
what's
it
his
is.
name?
It's not how, that he turned the ball a lot of times, turned the ball over a lot of times, or he did it late in the game. In playoff games, every turnover matters, whether they score on it or not, because that still takes a possession away from your offense to potentially put any kind of points on board. And every possession is more important in the playoffs than it is in the regular season.
And to add to his point, when Buffalo was struggling to score in that game, they got more energy when the Ravens turned it over. You know,
I was ready to lose that game. I thought the Bills were going to lose against the Ravens.
He dropped
I
the
really
ball
did.
in the end zone. What was that guy's name? Tight end dropped the ball in the end. Yeah, he dropped the ball. That was it.
I think with Lamar Jackson, I think Lamar Jackson tries to do too much in the playoffs. I think if he just calmed down.
The thing. I think other than last year, I think he had to though. Like he kind of had that Josh Allen effect. The Ravens don't have no receivers, for being honest. I mean, they
Flowers.
Yeah, but
pretty good.
Is Zay Flowers scaring the defense in the playoffs?
I like Zay Flowers, so I mean,
in
Detroit.
Isaiah Likely disappeared. I expected a little bit more from Likely.
I mean, I get what you're saying. They don't have a star receiver, but Zay Flowers is no slouch, and those tight ends are good.
That's the thing. Lamar's never really had that. Most quarterbacks, at least on their rookie contract, have a guy like even Josh Allen had Stephon Diggs for a while. Patrick Mahomes had Tyreek Hill. Lamar's the one quarterback that I can think of that's like the top 10 quarterback that never had a guy to grow with, that he could grow with. Like everybody else.
Well, they tried giving them guys. They just didn't end up panning out like they thought they would.
They've missed on a lot of receivers.
Yeah.
And they also had Greg Roman as an offensive coordinator that wanted to run the ball 80% of the game. So, I mean, that didn't help Lamar's rep or the wide receivers at all. And nobody wanted to go there.
And Lamar's more dangerous with RPOs and read options because if you're a defense, you've got to figure out, are you going to stop the running back, i.e. Derrick Henry, or are you going to stop Lamar Jackson? Like, you got to pick your poison. And you don't want either one of those. You want to pass.
Oh,
you know,
shoot.
You want to stop.
That's deadly.
You want to stop Derrick Henry. That's they stopped Derrick Henry and you limited him from doing what he does. Look what happened to us in the regular season. We stopped Lamar, but
Derrick Henry went off.
Derrick Henry
went off on Buffalo.
Yeah, he embarrassed us. He made us look like a fool, and that's what he does.
But to the Ravens' demise, they stopped running Derrick Henry in that game with y'all. Like, it makes no sense to me why you stop running that guy. That guy is bigger than most defensive ends.
Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry is a beast. But I you know something, the whole Lamar Jackson is a running back kind of thing still irks my nerve because this dude had like 42 touchdowns.
You gotta understand, Robbie says that shit. Robbie says that shit because he's a Steelers fan, and that's the only reason why he says that. He says that
Robbie. Come on, Robbie.
He says that to get underneath the Ravens
4,100 yards passing.
I'm pretty sure Lamar had the highest passer rating and the highest yards per attempt.
He played really well in the offseason.
119.6.
Yeah.
I used to do the same thing. I used to sit there and call him a running back all the time. But as soon as he balled out and started passing the fucking ball like like a quarterback, I gave him the respect of what it was, and I stopped calling him a running back.
When you win 2 MVPs, you ain't just a running back.
No,
I stopped calling him that way before he even won the second one. So
6 in the league in passing, tied for second in touchdowns, and you talking about running back, like, bro, stop.
That's just Robbie. That's just Robbie being a hater.
That's just Robbie.
He fears Lamar Jackson every game.
Well, Robbie, enjoy.
Let's be fair in this point. Lamar Jackson, before he got Derrick Henry, was the one leading the rushing brigade every year.
But
they had capable running backs. Yeah. That's the point. I mean, he was still passing it. The 1 year he won the MVP,
he's a two-time MVP.
That dude was
got a Pittsburgh Jets fan upset over there.
Hey, Robbie, enjoy Aaron Rodgers.
Enjoy Will Howard.
He did just say he would take Mac Jones. So
same question I asked the guys. What do you fear on the Patriots?
Running back.
What was the question?
What do you fear on the Patriots?
Me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your team.
Oh,
Name's Monkey.
I think Drake May has a lot of potential. I really like him as a quarterback. Speaking on an honest, plane, being that everyone else has been pretty damn civil about it. Gonzalez and Davis being together is an issue. But I still wouldn't throw towards Gonzalez either way, but Allen doesn't care. Allen just throws it wherever a guy is open. He thinks guy is open. He don't give a shit who is on him. So, for better or for worse, you know, it is what it is. Last year he was a lot better, so hopefully we have more of that than the other past 3 years.
What's up, Sonia?
But hi, Sonia. But I don't care about Diggs. I really don't. I am not worried about Diggs. I think he will get his yards here and there, and he'll probably, whatnot. But he's not really going to be a difference maker to me. I want to see what.
Salt. You still have Salt.
I just don't give a shit.
You mentioned him. That tells me you still got a little bit of salt.
Right. You've been like, fuck,
You
I don't
got a
even
little
want to
bit
the
of
other
salt.
guy.
Well, Josh Allen is better without him, so I think we did okay. And we got draft picks in the process while Houston got an injured reserve wide receiver. So I'll take the win on that. And he's also on a new team. And he also dealt with a serious injury last year, and now he's got to prove himself. Not too worried about it. Matt Collins, you guys will enjoy him. He is a riot. I love that guy. I can't even hate on him, even him being on a Patriots team. He's awesome. At least
he may be our second coming to Wes Welker. We got Wes from the Dolphins. Now we get Mac from y'all. That's how we do with our little slot guys.
To be honest, though, Matt Collins might not make the team.
Really?
Wow.
He's on the fence.
You go ahead. You go ahead and call him. The Bills will sign him right back again.
Let's talk about the depth chart real quick for the Patriots, because a lot of people don't know who the hell the receivers are outside of Stephon Diggs. So tell me who the other receivers that you have.
They signed Stephon Diggs. They got Stephon Diggs. They drafted Kyle Williams in the 3rd round.
That one.
Who most people thought was the best senior wide receiver at the Senior Bowl. They also have Pop Douglas, the Mario Douglas from the last 2 years, who has been a pretty solid, capable. He's like a 650-yard type guy. They actually, the guy who had a decent year for him last year, who I thought was the best receiver on the team, was Kayshon Boutte last year.
There you go, Boutte from LSU.
Yeah,
LSU, another guy.
Yeah,
LSU.
He came along.
I do not like him.
He had like 600. I think he had 600 yards playing the X last year.
He's so unreliable.
And then we also we have somebody else. I was going to say we have Mike Collins, of course, and then we still have Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, Kendrick's still on the roster.
Yeah, we have Kendrick. So
he's been on their roster for a long time. Bourne.
Yeah, so that's who Kendrick Bourne. So I think the roster locks, or if I had to take the roster locks of the position, I would go Pop Douglas, Kyle Williams, obviously because he was drafted, and Stephon Diggs are the 3 locks. There's a guy actually, and so far in OTAs they've been hyping up. That's like his name's Efton Chisholm. Actually, he played at Eastern Washington in college. He's a Josh McDaniels. He looks just like Wes Welker, and he moves very well. He's not fast, but he's quick. He's quick but not fast.
They love those slot receivers.
He's a typical Josh McDaniels slot receiver. He was undrafted. There's already hype on him that's saying he might make the team over some of these guys. We still got obviously the guys we drafted last year. Jalen Polk and Javon Baker, they're also guys that I don't think they're going to automatically make the team just because they were drafted last year. But it's kind of like there's a roster. Normally you keep about 6 wide receivers, so it's like the last 3 spots is where the roster.
Do they still have Hunter Henry?
Yeah, he's still.
Yeah, still have Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper.
Hunter Henry in fantasy, man, that guy was good.
We actually had the 4th most production at the tight end in the NFL last year.
Surprise! You guys always.
I was surprised at that. That was actually really good.
Yeah, that's a Josh McDaniels staple right there.
Yeah. Is Chisholm as well?
Is Chisholm the guy that they're saying is supposed to be like the second coming of Christian McCaffrey?
Wow.
Oh,
Chisholm.
We got this running back.
Ramondre's still the starter, right? Ramondre Stevenson?
Yeah.
I like Ramondre. Yeah.
So we did get this running back that we drafted, or we got as a UDFA from UC Davis. They called his nickname in college was literally D2 Christian McCaffrey. That was his nickname, was D2 CMC. Because he was named,
wow.
he was like the Heisman of D2, whatever. I don't know what that award they call is, but it's like he won the Heisman of D2. And he had like 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns last year.
I think I saw highlights of this guy. Yeah, he's got some.
He has some good hands. Like he was making like wide receiver catches, and like college like one-handed and stuff. But you got to also take into consideration he was going against D2 guys.
Yeah.
So it's like him and Antonio Gibson. It's kind of they're probably the battle.
Oh yeah, Gibson. Yeah, I like Gibson too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's our battle for the third or fourth. If we're going to keep 4 running backs, that's kind of the battle for the third and fourth running back. Because obviously Stevenson's going to be our early bell cow. Henderson's going to be more of that third down, pass catching back, and then like a Jahmyr Gibbs type. And then I think, it's between the guy from UC Davis and Gibson for the third running back spot.
Okay.
And our backup quarterback is Joshua Dobbs, who's a veteran.
Dobbs.
Last question, and
we don't have a backup quarterback.
Yeah, pretty much.
He got rid of Milton.
The last question I want to ask is, each one of you, what do you feel? What teams are going to be in what positions at the end of the year? What's their not necessarily with the record? Who's going to be first? Who's going to be last?
All right.
Whoever wants to go first.
So I'll start it off. I have the Bills winning the division at 12-5. I have the Patriots finishing second at 11-6. I have the Miami Dolphins in third at 8-9, and I have the New York Jets in last at 5-12.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't go as far as to chart out records for the other teams. I have us at 11-6 in second. But, definitely got the Bills in first, Dolphins in third, and the Jets in last. I don't even think the Jets are going to win 5 games this year. Like they may be picking top 2 or 3. Like they're cooked. You can't win in this current NFL with only a defense.
Hey, I will say though, for the Jets, they also we're playing the NFC South, which is like Carolina, who is iffy.
Don't say that.
we play New Orleans, who has Tyler Shuck and Spencer Rattler quarterback. They might be the worst team in football. We're playing Cleveland this year, who doesn't have a quarterback. We're playing Pittsburgh, who doesn't have a quarterback. Like those are games the Jets can pull out. The Giants. So I think 5 wins is reasonable.
The Jets know how to jet.
I'm not saying they're good. I said 5 wins, but like,
well, again, you're making the assumption of the old Jets. I mean, that's what you got to go by. But like I said, the culture gets changed.
The Jets have changed coaches several times, and they've still been the Jets every single time.
Yeah, I mean,
they were looking better with Saleh before.
I don't believe in Miami. I just don't believe in Miami. So I just got the Jets about that. But go ahead.
Miami ain't that good, but they better than the Jets. I mean, the last time the Jets were worth anything, they had Rex Ryan.
Yeah, Miami's definitely better than the Jets. I just trust as long as they're healthy. That's the only question mark for the Dolphins is health. If they're healthy, they're a playoff contending team. They're contending for the playoffs. The problem is they just got to stay healthy. Can Tyreek Hill stay healthy? Tua?
Yeah, Tua's due. Statistically, he's due for another
another concussion?
Yeah. So
that's
why
it's still on that man.
Oh my
God! I wanted to point that out. No,
man.
listen. If that man is not going to take the advice and sit there and retire from football and put his ass out there like that and do stupid shit like go headfirst into DeMar Hamlin to cause his last concussion, then I'm not going to feel sorry for him.
Did he have a concussion this last year? I'm going to give him all
the shit.
Did he have a concussion this last year?
No, the year before.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He didn't have a concussion last year, so maybe he moved past it.
Hey, that's why I was trying to clarify. I was like, you say he's due for a great year or a concussion. That's a real question with Tua.
I bet you the betting odds would be on the concussion, though. So I'm going to go with the Bills, the Patriots, the Jets, the Dolphins. I just think the Dolphins are, like Brian said, they're imploding, man. If we were talking about the same Dolphins from the past few years, I would go with the Dolphins. But Dolphins are they're a shitstorm, man. I'm sorry.
They are.
It's not
telling you.
Yeah.
You know,
they may be picking in the top 5 this year.
They're swimming in circles.
Quarterback.
I don't believe in
chasing their own tail.
Nah, just watch.
All right. And Raphael, what do you have your teams and everybody else finishing?
I think he just went though.
Oh, did you win?
He has the same. He
Yeah, I
literally
can
had the
see.
same thing I had.
Okay. All right. Well, fellas, we want to thank y'all for coming on the show.
Yes,
it
sir.
was a good, strong debate. Enjoyed the respect and the communication with all y'all. Y'all did very good on that end. Really quick, tell us where they can find you, or if you guys have Twitter or X or TikTok. I don't know, whatever the hell y'all have.
Any social media.
Yeah, tell us where they can find
Any
y'all.
social media platforms.
Check y'all out.
Yeah.
If I Mucky the Faded, you might be able to find me no matter where it is. But I'm usually on here too every so often. Football for Jaguars on Facebook for football group. That's a fun bunch. But yeah.
Oh yeah. So I don't even have a podcast like that anymore. Like I used to do one, but now you can find me on Black College Basement. Like I cover HBCU sports.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Check it out. Yeah.
Jordan.
You can add me on Facebook. It is Jordan G-Dub, and then I have TikTok, which is it is GDub_1996, and then that is all I have.
I do have one question, Jordan.
What's
Do
up?
people say you kind of look like Julian Edelman sometimes?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Okay. I saw it earlier. I was like, "Oh, we got Julian on the show. What's up? Let's go."
Yeah,
yes, sir.
So actually, I go on another Lions guys show sometimes. Brian knows him. Jeremy.
JB.
Oh,
yeah.
JB, yeah.
Yeah, and he their whole crew calls me Jordan Edelman all the time, so it's funny.
Jordan Edelman, I love that.
Jordan Edelman, I like that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
He does look like him because just
He does, right? Yeah.
I just saw that. That's actually pretty funny. Have you ever taken a picture with Julian Edelman?
Do I?
Have you ever met him? Have you ever met him in person? Taking a picture with him or anything?
The only players I've ever met actually is Adam Vinatieri.
Robbie.
I've only met Adam.
Somebody thought you looked like Randy Quaid, just FYI.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh my god!
Wow!
Oh my god!
It's a little too old for you.
I think you're not.
The only Patriots players I've ever met is Adam Vinatieri and Stephon Gilmore.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, see, I got definitely fun facts with that. It's like I'm the media director for the ATL Patriots fan club. So when we beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship in 2018, the next day, my phone went crazy. I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? I'm getting calls from ESPN, the NFLPA, from CBS, NBC, ABC. It was like, bro, what the hell is going on? They're like, the Super Bowl is going to be there, and y'all fan club is huge. Like, we want to coordinate with you.
Shout out, man. Shout out.
I did interviews for every network. I hosted a pre-Super Bowl show with Gerard Mayo and Troy Brown. Then I went to the Super Bowl, the whatever it was, the media night, because that was at State Farm. But I went up there. I actually got to interview Edelman and Gronk. I met Brady, talked to James White, met Chris Hogan, Duran.
That's more of a fun fact. That's like freaking awesome.
Right.
Oh yeah. Again, I wasn't even supposed to be all the way in there. I just when I was walking in, I ran into Dion and just dapped him up. Was like, Prime. He dapped me up. I pulled a little spin move situation, and I was in there.
There you go.
Nice.
That's what's up.
There you go.
Well, I don't think any of us are going to top that, buddy.
Make us all feel like losers. Damn it! Thank you.
I mean, I met a few Bills players at a bar. I mean, and I poured Eric Moulds' basement. I mean,
I met Toey Saragusa at a bar. Like, hey, if you know any of these people and you want to bring them on the show, hey, we'll work something out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like Ben Coates has come to the bar, Tyrone Poole, Jonathan Jones.
Maybe those guys. Screw it, man. That'd be awesome. So yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch for sure. But thank y'all very much for coming on the show.
Yes. Appreciate you all.
Good luck to y'all in the East.
Yes, sir.
Or the least, whichever one. The Beast. The Beast.
in the East.
Beast.
The only beast in the East.
Do you guys
the only beast in the East? You mean the 6 ring beast?
Oh, see that now you guys
Current
pulled the
beast.
smoke.
You see.
Current beast. Well,
You know how Lions happen. You know how Lions happen
division
and
titles?
Bulls happen. Who comes up and takes over?
Do y'all have
died.
division title banners in your stadium?
Y'all died.
See, I love how y'all are firing shots when we're already saying goodbye. Like, when the hell was that during the show? Like, y'all are too nice.
Right in the beginning. Right in the beginning, and then you wanted
You were
to get
supposed
to
to be
the-
wearing
you wanted
that
to
hat
get down to
earlier.
the nitty-gritty.
Come on, man.
Do you have division titles in your
I wanted
stadium like the
shots fired
Colts?
the whole time. I wanted shots fired the whole time. But anyways, thank you all for
This
coming on.
This actually sounds like a Green Bay and a Lion discussion, to tell you the truth.
It does. Big time.
But thank you all again for coming on the show.
Thank you,
Wish y'all
everybody.
Best of luck this year, and
Yes,
y'all
sir.
welcome to come back anytime.
And we'll definitely have you on again next year. We're doing the same thing, so we will let you guys know. So maybe we can get some Dolphins, some Jet fans on here.
Yeah,
They're
If they don't
extinct.
go
They
hide.
don't exist.
so are you guys doing every division like every week?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Next week will be the
Next-
AFC West.
See West. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So where can we find you on that? Like, you guys got like a YouTube or?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
on one ass cheek, 3 toes, YouTube. We are just about every Sunday at 4:00.
Yeah.
Until the
in the
season
Facebook
starts.
group.
Then we're gonna be doing it on Tuesdays at 8 when the
Okay.
regular season starts.
Yes,
'Cause I think you
yes.
guys did AFC North last week, right?
Well,
Yeah.
we tried
Yeah.
until a
Well,
couple people
Robbie-
flaked out on
Robbie.
us.
Yeah, the North,
Robbie's
the
the only
Norths in
one.
both conference, are. But anyway,
North didn't show
Cowards.
up. I mean,
Yeah.
good
That's
luck
for
trying
no
to find a
show.
Browns fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised you didn't come on, Jordan. You were rooting for the Bengals at one point.
Oh, damn. See, here all
wait
the
till the
shots
end of the
fired
show.
now.
Right.
Right. Come on,
Anyway.
y'all go. Anyways, thank y'all. Go. Have a good one.
Yes,
Only-
y'all have a good one. Peace.
All
Only
have
when they
a
were
good
beating
one.
the Bills in the snow, but okay.
See.
Still had the perfect offensive game in the playoffs, buddy. Which team what game mattered more?
Did you win the Super Bowl?
Have you won the Super Bowl recently? When it actually, matters for any time and point of any of this discussion.
See, now they're going.
Now it sounds like a Lions. Yeah, it definitely.
Nah,
sounds
All right,
like
nah,
a
we'll
Lions.
let you guys
Yeah,
get
right.
off of here.
Y'all too nice. Y'all too nice.
Peace, man.
All right.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Those dudes were
Yes,
too
yes.
nice, man. Like, I love how the shots were fired right at the
They
end.
wanted to be
Like, come on,
respectful
man.
towards each other, and then they
Oh,
wanted to throw the
I'm
shots.
I'm
Yeah,
tired
we
of
know
this
you
shit.
showed up.
Yes, Robbie.
All right. Well, this is the perfect segue into our new segment. You mad, bro? Like, seriously. All right. I'm gonna take it today, y'all. But we'll be alternating every week with something that really just pisses you off, that you just want to get off your shoulders. So this is the perfect segue to what we just witnessed. The too niceness of sports. So unless you live under a rock, you guys saw what happened with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, dust up, whatever you want to call it. So all I want to say is that, listen, it was a hard foul. Was it flagrant? Yeah, maybe. If you look at the letter of the law, it's not a basketball play. So yes, it could be flagrant. However, people want to bring race into the situation because it's black versus white. Listen, here's the thing, that if you do your research, these two have been going at it for almost 2 to 3 years. And it goes back to college. Like, when Angel Reese put up the finger, when Caitlin Clark didn't get the ring and everybody gave her all the glamour and all the glitz. But the thing is that people want to make it about race in this situation. Now, I will say this. There are certain situations in sports that race is possibly an issue, and those are for other debates. However, this is not a race issue, okay? These are two competitors that really don't like each other. And they literally have had this beef since college. So what happens when they get to the WNBA? Well, they don't like each other. So I'm okay with it, because the reality is, in sports, I don't like the whole, let me see your jersey, let you see my jersey, let's just exchange signatures, all this crap. the brotherhood of, oh yeah, he's my brother. We don't beef. Nah, fuck that, man. Like, let's get back to the 90s and the 80s where you didn't see Jordan chilling with Isaiah Thomas. You didn't see Jordan joining Magic Johnson in LA. No, they hated each other. They wanted to play against each other. Like, I love the competitive, the banter, the rough, situations. Like, I want that more in sports. I don't know how y'all feel about this, and I'm going to ask y'all, but I'm tired of this holding hands, like, let's be brothers, all this stuff, whatever. I'm not going to get in your face, or we're not going to dust it up or whatever. Like, I just think sports is becoming too nice. And, like, I kind of felt like in this debate, like, these guys were all respectful of each other. Man, I wanted more smoke. I wanted more fire. I wanted some trash talking, because the thing is, like, the thing is, like, with trash talking is good as long as you're not disrespectful to the person, or you don't call out the person in a bad way. You keep it to the subject, football. You keep it to whatever sport you want to talk about. You want to trash talk and say that team sucks? Fine. Say they suck. Who cares? Your quarterback sucks? Fine. Say they suck. I don't care. But when you start bringing in people's lives, you start bringing in people's moms or girlfriends, or making it personal about their gender, sexuality, whatever stuff, that's out of bounds, man. Like, let's keep it real and let's have fun. But all I'm saying is I want more trash talking in sports. And I love what I saw with Caitlin and Angel Reese. And I hope it continues to happen, because you know what? It sells. That game had one of the highest ratings in WNBA history ever. And it's because of those two. So that's all I want to say on that. What are y'all's thoughts?
Really quick. I know we don't have much time, but I want to say this. Well, going to say this. I don't know. I don't think it's a race issue. I think people make it a race issue. So it's like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, they just don't like each other because they're two competitors. Right. That's just how it is. And I think that the media pushes that narrative and just kind of like throw it out there. Now, if that was a hard foul, Caitlin Clark did on Angel Reese. I've seen it. But at the end of the day, she didn't do it because she was black, and Angel Reese ain't reacting because she's white. So everybody get it out of their heads, because that's not it. But I mean, I don't care about the whole brotherhood, sisterhood thing. If these people are friends, then they could be friends and still be fierce competitors. Look at how Kobe was. Kobe was the same way in the league. He didn't go around beefing with everybody. He was friends with a lot of them outside of the game. But when they were on the court, they were an opponent, and he was trying to take their head off. That's how it was. So,
and I agree with you too.
Yeah. So, I just look at it this way: keep it basketball. If that's the game, that's the name of the game. You get emotions get high, people start to get a little bit angry and angst, and they just start fouling and stuff like that happens. So as long as nobody got hurt, they didn't get into a big foul. No harm, no foul. If you ask me.
Let me ask you this question, and then I'll get your point. Do you think that sports is too nice nowadays? Do you think that it's not you say competitive, but it's competitive to a point. It's not competitive to the point to where you get dust ups, or you get like in your face kind of situations that kind of intensify the situation. Like, think about the the New York series. Like, people like that series because there was a lot of physical hits, a lot of in your face. They didn't like each other. One's more of a finesse team. One's more of the bad boys 2.0, whatever you want to say. And Isaiah Stewart didn't even really play. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, like, I like those kind of things in sports. I don't like
I like heated rivalries.
Changing jerseys and crap and all that.
I like heated rivalries. I don't even have a problem with that, because it's like, at the end of the day, it's a game. A lot of these athletes outside of the women are getting millions and millions of dollars to play this game. There's no real beef. There's no real any of that stuff. You can be fierce competitors and heated and everything, but I mean, keep it strictly sports. Right. And
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying don't go bring anything outside of your sport and the talking of the sport, like trash talking. Trash talking is trash talking.
Trash talking is a part of the game.
But
it is what it is.
You're not going personal. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. It's a part of the game. It is what it is. I'm not mad at it. I like how things are, between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, because they will both tell you, I have nothing against that person. This is all a game. You know, so when
Well,
they
I
out
think those
there and
two
they
do have
jawing
to
at
be
each other,
Well,
I
I would really hate to bother you with this for both of
when
you.
they
But Caitlin Clark went on social media and said that Reese in that play, after that play was over, said the only reason when she was yelling at her and said the only reason why she's on this court is because she's white. That's what Caitlin Clark put out there. I didn't have that inkling either until she put that social media thing on there.
she
I'm
said
not
this
saying
was on
she's
X,
right. I'm not
formerly
saying
known
she's
as Twitter.
wrong, but at the same time, she mentioned race in that whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
So she is the one that initiated this whole situation as
Sure.
far as a race is concerned. So
I didn't see that.
There wasn't nothing up to
and-
that to the social post. It was on Twitter or Instagram. I don't know what damn social media.
But look,
platform it's on.
but looking at the bigger picture, be like, do you feel that what I'm saying, like where how sports has become more of, it's not a I want to beat you
'Cause-
type of mentality. It's more of let's kind of, you know, I don't even know how to say it. Like,
Well,
Yeah,
in this
'cause I don't see it. I
century,
don't
it's a
know.
form. The older that the more this century ages, the more that we see the players that are entitled. And when you have a bunch of players that come from that kind of entitlement, they're gonna be out there for theirs. They're not gonna be out there for the team necessarily. And that's why you don't see a lot of team stuff going on. You don't have those rivalries like you used to have in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s and the 60s even in college football. I mean, the NIL has screwed that all up because, everybody can go to another team. Doesn't make a difference. If they're going to pay me, I don't care if you're Birmingham, Alabama South. I'm going to go play because you're paying me. And it doesn't make a difference what rivalry it is, but you're paying me. So it doesn't make a difference. So that's one of the effects of the reason why sports now is kind of not, I wouldn't say soft. It's just not inherently coherent, should I say. It's not you don't have you don't have Michael Jordan going through the lane and robbing hang lying his ass when he comes down the lane like the Pistons and the Bulls had at the time.
Yeah,
or even with the Celtics and the Lakers when they had those heated exchanges. New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers I used to have. Those are 90s and 80s kind of things that you get to see. In this century, there's not a lot of that.
Who could be upset and when you're getting paid millions of dollars? I mean, we know Caitlin Clark is a millionaire, not due to her WNBA contract, but endorsements. She's popular.
Mm-hmm.
She has endorsements. She has all of that stuff. And I mean,
and let's be real too, Jay.
It is what it
She's
is.
probably the best thing since the WNBA's had in a really long time.
No, that's definitely not true because Asia Wilson has been MVP and she's been winning.
Yeah. Well,
so Asia Wilson is definitely the best thing to happen.
I'm gonna push back on.
Hold on, really quick. Asia Wilson has definitely been the star of the league, and she has been doing this for a while. But Caitlin Clark brings something different to the game. She brings that Steph Curry like element to the game.
Exactly.
Right? Like
she's
she
got
likes
that
to
it
shoot
factor
threes,
that Asia doesn't have.
And she got the it factor Asia don't have. What is that?
Actually, what it is.
Steph Curry effect, you just said.
What actually it is, it has nothing to do with the ability of Caitlin Clark. It has nothing to do with the ability of Angel Reese. It's got the ability that it's like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson coming into the league at the same time.
Exactly.
That's what it is. It has nothing to do with the ability of the best player in the NBA or WNBA. It's got to do with those two particular people. When they feed off each other, there is a reason, as you said, that game got the highest rating in WNBA history because of those two.
Bingo.
And they play
like
when
Kay Cunningham got drafted by the Detroit Pistons and Jalen Green went to the Houston Rockets. They wanted to push that narrative of having those two be rivals and everything, but Kay Cunningham has clearly been the better player, and it's no dispute about it, right? And it's like it's a rivalry. It's a thing that they're trying to create within the media. It's tension. That's what it is. So, that's why Caitlin Clark, I mean, she definitely seems to be the better offensive player, the better scorer, and a lot of people look at that.
It's just her game is more exciting. No offense to Asia. I think Asia's going to be the player.
Her game definitely more exciting because Asia will score, and she will score however much points she wants on you. And that's the reason why she's been the MVP for how many MVPs does she have now?
Yeah, but
I can't go back and tell you offhand, but Go ahead.
We're arguing two things because here's the thing. Like if you compare like Asia and Caitlyn to Steph and LeBron, the ratings are higher usually with Steph because his game is so transcendent and it's the new age game that what he does is just amazing. Like Caitlyn has that ability to be that type of player because she can do that. She did that in college. But Asia is a damn good player.
You know, it's the buzz. It's the buzz because
again,
you know,
I disagree with all of that because first of all, Angel Reese made Caitlyn and Caitlyn made Angel Reese. Ever since the college basketball days when they were playing college, that whole
they made each
thing
other.
they did in the fest and they did that back at them and all that. That's where it started right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Those two,
because
it doesn't make a difference.
Right.
Reese is not the greatest player in the league. She's not a very good player at all.
Right.
Caitlyn Clark is
a
good player.
They're both good in their respective parts. Right.
I don't think
it's two different games. It's two different games.
It's a narrative to get them feuding. Like it's for ratings. That's what it's for.
The matter is one made the other made the other. That's all there is to it.
I agree.
And that's a reason why they're popular more than Asia is because Asia didn't come in with that flair. She didn't come in with a competition against her.
By herself is just more popular than either one of them.
Because of Angel Reese. And Angel Reese is popular because of Caitlyn Clark.
No. Caitlyn Clark by herself is just more popular than both of them because her popularity came back from Iowa.
I will rebut that and say go to any social media post, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and you look when you see not Angel Reese, but Caitlyn Clark highlights. The first thing you see is comments about Angel Reese and how much better she is than Angel Reese and how much of a shooter she is and this, that, and the third.
Or the opposite.
Or the opposite. Exactly. The opposite is the same thing. You can't have one without the other. Like when you mention somebody like Magic Johnson, who do you think of? You think of Larry Bird. You think of his bitter rival when they faced each other and everything. And that's why they, have become and form such a close bond with each other as well, because that's just how it is. They're rivals.
Yeah, I think that when Caitlyn Clark stepped into this league, they want her to be the face of the WNBA. Like she is the new age of the player that they want to build their league around. Like everything has changed since she's come into the league. Like revenue's up, again, popularity's up.
You're taking it like the WNBA has already had a star in the league. They really don't have they've never had a star in the league.
She is the star now.
She is because of Reese. That's what I'm saying. You got to have something start off with somewhere.
She's the star before Reese.
No.
Reese,
not for the WNBA, no.
I will definitely agree with you on that, B. Okay. That's something I'll definitely agree with you on.
One made the other, because if that was the case, then we'd have superstars before that. It's just like the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Before there was Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, there was players before that.
But
the only reason recognized them is because they had like Wilt Chamberlain scoring titles.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to argue the WNBA, fine, I can agree with you on that. But in college, she broke every record that was in the Iowa book. She sold out every arena because people watch WNBA, watch college women's basketball because of Caitlyn Clark. Okay, you even said yourself, Angel Reese is not really that good of a player. So she's not in the NBA. WNBA. You're right. So that's why the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson is not really a good comparison because Magic was damn good, Larry was damn good, and
that's how they turned out. Yeah.
Right.
And they were both good in college too. Yeah. But they also met in college too, Michigan State and Indiana. You remember that? When they had a championship with them too? That's the whole point I'm trying to say. They made each other. They were already good players in college. Reese is a good I'm not saying Reese is garbage at all. I'm just saying she's not better than Caitlyn by a measure. She's just good at attacking. She's got moxie. She played for LSU, which is a highly touted college school in the WNBA.
And she knows
Iowa.
who the favorite of the WNBA is, and she's not gonna let that happen. She's gonna stand her ground, and she
was doing that in college, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, but that's fine.
And Caitlin was doing the same thing
to her. Star. She's the star. Like, she knows who the star is. That's why she goes after her.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. Or
it has a lot to do with
still don't. No.
We'll agree to disagree. But anyway.
Because Angel Reese, like I said, both of them made each other. Because you got somebody like Asia, who Jay just mentioned, who's the best player in the league. Why aren't they noticed?
She's literally hands down
better.
the best
she's
player.
Literally better than
Caitlin.
Literally better than
Caitlin. I agree. But people,
even LeBron James, even when you use your WNBA analogy, LeBron James is still, what is he called? He's called
the greatest all the time.
No, he's called the king, right?
Yeah.
I don't say that. I saw the king.
The chosen one.
But Stephen Curry is there too. And Stephen Curry is great just because he can make a 3-point shot. Don't make a difference what part of the damn gym it is. He makes it, and he's just an extraordinary. But do you think his level of famousness is over LeBron James?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Nah.
I think they're on
LeBron. Hey, listen, LeBron James is a billionaire.
There's a reason why
he gets more endorsements when you look at things. He gets movie roles. He gets endorsements. When LeBron James retires, you can guarantee that he is going to have his hand in. Well, that's what we're saying. When he retires, he's going to have a role in basketball outside. He can literally go to any team he wants to and coach the team if he wants to, be in front office, however you want to look at it, because LeBron James people consider him to be the greatest player of all time. I think it's Kobe. I like Kobe. That's my guy. But it's the notoriety. It's the notoriety he has. It's the popularity he has. He's noticed as the king. That's just how it is.
But see, this is another comparative analysis about this generation of basketball, whether it's women or men. What do we look forward in basketball? I mean, besides our teams making the playoffs and getting through the playoffs, is there really two teams out there that really don't like each other anymore
in basketball
and in the NBA? Period.
Yeah,
because that's falling out. Because last in the 90s, it was Detroit and Chicago, Boston and the Lakers.
Always say
the Knicks and 76ers. San Antonio and whoever the hell decides they want to try to play something.
But it's because they don't play physical games anymore. It's all finesse.
Exactly. And that's where the competition. That's exactly where the competition falls off. That's why you don't. That's why when you see these Caitlin Reese games, that everybody's rushing to the TV or social media to watch it
because they want to see.
They're bringing competitiveness
they want to see boom
into the league.
And Nate,
don't make a difference.
You said something. Nate, you said something very important, right? You said that when they matched each other, that was the highest rated game ever, right? So why isn't Caitlin Clark herself doing those numbers?
She is. If you look at the facts, Look.
What was the highest game prior to them meeting each other? What was the highest game?
Right, because it's only the second game of the year.
My point exactly.
But if you look at the facts, since Caitlin Clark has come into the WNBA, revenue's up, audience is up, ratings are up.
Yes,
it's because of that factor.
They want to see what she does against her college rival.
Right, exactly. Angel Reese just happens to be somebody who doesn't like her, and I don't think she likes her either. So, they want to see them knuckle it up. But what I'm saying is that she has really changed the WNBA. Like, you got to look at behind.
What does she do? What does she do that other players aren't able to do?
Well, look at her game, man. How many girls?
Why wasn't she considered MVP?
She was third in MVP last year.
But why didn't she get the MVP?
Well, probably because Asia's been playing really well and she's been in the league.
And she's better.
I don't know who won. Okay,
it was Asia Wilson.
That's fine. Okay.
Did you get what I'm saying, though?
Nate? I do get what you're saying, but you guys are misconstruing what I'm saying. Well, I'm not arguing that Asia is better than Caitlin Clark. I'm saying that if you had a chance to watch Asia Wilson or you had a chance to watch Caitlin Clark, what are you going to watch?
I mean, I'm going to watch Asia Wilson.
Okay. All right.
Because she is
Caitlin
actually
Clark.
good. She actually scores. And she don't have 10 turnovers a game like Caitlin Clark did.
Okay.
But I digress. What I'm saying is a lot of people have their player that they like to watch. And Caitlin Clark has brought a different fan base. She's brought a little bit of excitement back to the WNBA because she has somebody right there next to her.
She's got an entertaining game,
fuel
just like Steph Curry does.
She had Asia Wilson didn't have a rival like the next person next to her to keep her game down or to be better than her. She didn't have that.
I get that.
You get what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark does. People like conflict. People want to see conflict. People want to see who's the better player. Want to see this.
Right.
That's what it's about.
I agree with you on that. But what I'm saying is, like, when it comes to viewer, like, sports is all about views. It's all about ratings. It's all about what gets people's butts in the seats.
And and real quick, I'm sorry, Nate, to cut you off before I forget. But you said you want to get back to the 90s style where people didn't like each other, where you see hard fouls, you see all of this. You won't see that with Asia Wilson because she don't have that person that hate her like that. You're going to see that with Caitlin Clark and that excitement and people.
Well, we don't know if anybody doesn't like
Asia
her.
Wilson
it could be. I mean, we don't know if anybody doesn't like her. I mean, if she's that good,
who's her rival?
I don't know. I don't watch WNBA, so I don't know. I mean,
but you watch it because of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. That's basically why you watch the WNBA. I don't watch it either. But when I hear most of WNBA stories, I don't just hear about Caitlin Clark. I hear about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. That's
they
what
only
I
play
hear.
a couple of times a year. So what's the other news?
The other news is like if Caitlin Clark has a good game, Angel Reese people be posting on her stuff. If Angel Reese has a good game, Caitlin Clark people be posting on her stuff.
But
that's competitive.
But the national media favors Caitlin Clark. Like the villain is Angel Reese right now.
But what I'm trying to expound to you is that Reese is the reason why Caitlin Clark is that way, and Reese is also the reason why, or Caitlin Clark is also the reason why Reese is that way as well. They both feed off each other. That's what it doesn't make a difference who the better player is. It doesn't make a. It's the energy that they feed off. They don't like each other. They don't like each other, and that's what you want to see. That's what that WNBA never had. WNBA never had that.
I got to skate. It's been fun talking to y'all.
Yeah,
we've
gone over quite a bit. So,
we have the debate. But all I'm going to say, just the last thing I'm going to say is when you look at, because I think it's a fair comparison. When you've got, will you stop laughing? I'm trying to talk.
Go ahead, my bad, bro.
Mute yourself.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay. Sorry. Trying to make a point here. Okay. When you have LeBron and Steph, the comparison is fair between Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark because both have different games. The fact is that I would say Steph Curry is probably more popular in a lot of NBA circles and basketball circles than LeBron is. Why? Because what Steph Curry does, a lot of people have emulated it. Like, there's a reason why you see teams shooting 20 million freaking threes because everybody wants to be like how Steph shoots. AAU games are like that. You got guys shooting 28, 25 footers. Look at all these great players. Halliburton right now, he's like a Steph Curry kind of player. You know, they all want to be like Steph. Not saying LeBron is bad or anything, by no means. But there are people that want to be more like Curry because of the way his game is transcended. That's all I'm trying to say. With Caitlin Clark, she has a transcendent game that the WNBA has not seen. That's all I'm trying to say.
Got you.
All right,
thank you, Monkey. Monkey, appreciate you, my man.
All right. Well, just to wrap up real quick. So next show will be the AFC West. So please, if you are an AFC West team, reach out to us, DM us, send us what's the best way to reach me?
You can send it to our email, which is one ass cheek, three toes, spelled all the way out at gmail.com.
Okay. Yes, yeah. Reach out to us. And anything else, y'all, before we wrap up?
Nope.
Great show.
That's it, man. Great show.
Yeah. Thank you again for Raphael, Monkey, Jordan, aka Edelman, Robbie. Who else commented in the posts?
Sonia, Ryan,
Brent.
Brent, J Train, the Mad Hatter. Yep, everybody.
Thank you.
We had a lot of good comments today.
Yes, please like and subscribe to our show, and we'll be on next Sunday with the AFC West. And as always, fuck the Bears, fuck the Vikings, fuck the Packers. We're out. Have a good evening. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you for your service.
Peace.
Past and present.
One ass cheek, three toes, we coming for the throne. Detroit Lions roar, ain't no stopping our zone. From Ford Field to the streets, we represent the pride. One ass cheek, three toes, we on the run.
Thank you for tuning into the show. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok under One Ass Cheek, Three Toes.
Bringing the pressure every single time. Ass cheek, three toes, we coming for the throne. Detroit Lions roar, ain't no stopping our zone. From Ford Field to the streets, we represent the pride. One ass cheek, three toes, we on the rise. We ain't backing down, ain't no fear in our eyes. We hungry for that win, we reaching for the skies. Detroit Lions.